is. Yeah. Oh, okay, there it goes. Now it's being smooth.
Now it's smooth? I see it now on the right.
Man!
I know, that we just went through how many hours of play with no sound?
3 hours, 25 minutes.
Oh.
Well, some of it was breaks and stuff, so roughly 3 hours.
Thank you very much for telling us that, you couldn't hear us. Appreciate that. So, yeah, you find that this guy looked like he was tortured.
They were looking for information, possibly on a hidden item, looking for something that would...
They were probably looking for the journal.
Information or an item, yeah, which would probably lead the next step to be, where was the journal?
We have the journal.
I know.
So I guess we'll keep following the path.
There's no real hints per se as to where it goes from there. I haven't gotten a chance to look and see if there was a path from the body away. And I'm not sure that we really want to go after 5 people willing to ambush and torture someone to death.
I assume at this point they're probably dead.
No necessary reason to assume that. We don't know how long ago it is.
Well, it's a skeleton. He's obviously been here a while.
You can end up with a skeleton in this world, maybe.
Yeah, but in the wilderness, how long would it take for
I was about to get to that because I did a course on forensics, and it is 2 to 3 weeks minimum. Usually a month you have a clean skeleton. So this could be
that doesn't
a
make
month.
sense at all.
Yeah, well, the bloating starts to subside after 6 days. Bones start to show at like a week and a half. 2 and change weeks in, most of the meat's gone. So, in a month, you could have a fairly clean skeleton. So, it doesn't necessarily...
So the skeleton's there. Scratch marks, blah, blah. What are you guys going to do?
Well,
do we see any tracks?
Yeah.
You can pray for the dead guy. He's going to probably want it.
Okay.
I guess I'll look and see
Ranger.
if there's any clear trail away from the body.
Okay, what are you doing?
I was going to ask if any of us see any tracks.
No. You don't see any clear trail. You sit down to start praying. As you do that, you and I need to go talk.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Side quest.
Yeah, we're getting this. That was aggressive.
I feel like he's just trying to not let us get to the city yet.
Gee, I wonder what gives you that idea. Yeah. I mean, the fact that the book was hidden and there's other objects that weren't kind of led me to believe that this is probably something valuable. And then, an apparition showing a literal murder over an item seems to reinforce my theory.
I never said it wasn't valuable. I just thought it might be dangerous or cursed.
Well, clearly it's dangerous because somebody died over it. But
right.
Cursed, I don't know. Maybe. Now I get to start seeing ghosts.
Well, it was obviously some sort of magically locked. I couldn't get into it, and there was etchings on it.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me. But we're on our way to a city of mages.
Sure.
Look, if nothing else, give it to them and it becomes their problem. But it might be something interesting. Maybe it helps the paladin with, magic stuff.
I just want to get there because we got a lot of stuff to sell and buy.
Yeah, we got 5,000 gold plus 2 magic items that need to be evaluated.
And 15 gems, as well as the 2 weapons and the art piece.
Well, that wasn't what I meant by the 2 magic items. And we also have potions.
I wanted to run it by you. I found 15 silver on one of the goblin leaders. Did you want to split that? Or you
it's
just
silver.
Okay. I know. I just figured I'd mention it.
I mean...
It's just, whenever I run across things like pocket change, I don't see the need to split it.
If it's anything over a value, let's say like 10 gold, it should probably go into a party pool. Otherwise, don't stress it.
That's what I figured. But as far as the so what I'm pretty much going to buy a bunch of healing items. So I figure if we once we get the gems evaluated, if we get them all evaluated, if there's like 3 of them with a value of over 1,000 or 5,000, I say maybe we keep one of those each so that we don't have to carry around that weight in gold.
Well,
But
my
other than
thought
that,
process is currently we have 15 gems. Remember how we've always been splitting like 5, 5, and 5 so that whoever gets it gets their own and we don't have to worry about it?
Sure.
We'll do it that way because I think that's the fairest way, so that way there's no argumentation or value splitting.
That's fine too. I'm just going to load up on some more health items.
This is currently everything outside of your tent and whatever you have on there, plus the meat.
Yeah.
So,
I have a list as well.
We on the same page list-wise?
I believe so. Let me double check. I have the 5,000 gold, the 15 gems, the 2 1-foot statues, 2 potions, quarterstaff, trident, and a scroll that we found that we can't read.
Yep. Sounds right to me. Do you care if I snag the 3 copper that is supposedly in the party pool?
Nah, that's fine. You can take that.
Records keeper has its purposes.
I figure the 5,000 gold will just divvy up in 3s once we get to
something like that.
Once we get to there, but
or deposit it directly into a separate bank account because you have your personal pool of money.
Yeah, we could have a party bank.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you wanted to put some of yours in, we could throw that in, throw in the value for whatever the
Either way, I'm buying a bunch of health items because regular Gildum's ointment, if I'm hit really hard, it doesn't do much for me. Yeah. So I'm going to need to buy some extra health potions, extra healing.
Yeah. At this point,
I've only got 1 left.
I might get, because I'm down to 6, and if I heal, it'll put me back up to max, which would be good. And then I have 1 thing of Gildum's left. I'll probably get 1 more just so I have 10 for like poison and stuff at that point.
I have a ton of Gildum's. I'm not a ton. I've got 17 drabs left. So if we don't get there and you run out, I can give you some. But I absolutely buy up. I was going to buy at least 3 more. If Don will let me, I don't know how the bulk works, but I was going to buy 5 extra healing potions and another couple jars of Gildum's ointment.
Yeah, I'm probably going to pick up 2 jars, honestly, at this point, and then start looking at health potions. Because, we're getting to the point where it's less helpful.
That knowledge out.
The Gildum's ointment will still cure poison. I would imagine.
That's why I'm saying we get 1 or 2. But I'd say at this point you start looking at actual health potions, because it might be better.
Yeah. Well, the extra health potion, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah.
So Sonya starts praying, and she kind of like stops talking while you guys are like there, and she just kind of like is looking at the skeleton without doing anything. It's kind of like she's frozen.
Mm-hmm.
She's like that for about 5-10 minutes.
I wait patiently and let her do her thing.
She like kind of snaps out of it.
Welcome back? Question mark.
What did you find out?
Thank you. I have received word that that journal you found is actually very important.
Oh, cool.
We need to keep it safe and get it to the king. And we should probably take out as many of these armies as we can find.
The king. So
back to the central city, possibly.
Did he say? Is there any sort of time frame on that? Do we need to hurry back to the city, or does it just need to get to him safely?
Presumably,
sooner the better.
Given what I have heard, yes.
If we get to the City of Runes, there's mostly magic users there. Yeah, it would kind of suck to have to spend a bunch of money, but there's always the chance we could find someone to help us expedite our journey back to the capital if this is that important.
I don't know if I would hand off the journal to anybody.
Oh,
but
no.
maybe
I'm saying,
find
like, get a
faster way back.
portal from.
Like a teleport spell?
Yeah. It would be expensive. Because obviously,
Well,
none of us are going to be so inclined to
I guess
make doors.
to the City of Runes we go.
It seems the most expeditious route. If nothing else, we can get on a main road to get back. And it would be faster. Plus, we could get a cart and maybe move quicker.
How's that going to make you move quicker? Every time you have a cart, you guys lose it. You go through deserts. It takes you extra long time to move.
We get an actual full-size one, meaning that 2 people can sleep. I'll drive at night. You guys drive in the day, and we just double time it.
You
mean
said
a
that
wagon?
if we go,
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. A cart being 2 wheels, a wagon being 4. I don't care. Your semantics bore me. It has wheels.
you said that if we go back to the city, though, that's it, right? There's no more. If we go back to the city, that's us turning in our board.
Correct.
Are you trying to steer us towards ending the game, or is this just a side quest?
I'm not. Look. This is up to you guys. You guys making decisions, not me.
It sounds like you're trying to steer us towards ending the game. I don't know what else to do with that other than that's my conclusion.
Well, it might be turning in the board, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the game. We still have to deal with, people wanting to kill you, family issues, and Miss Tight-Lipped over here who has no idea what's going on for half the year.
Well, let's at least get to
City of
the
Runes.
City of Runes.
That's my thought process. If we get a wagon, then, you 2 guys can drive during the day. I can drive at night if we're on a main road, because I can
Are
see
the
it.
horses going to sleep at all?
Sure, we can rest them every once in a while, but we can go a lot further. We'll buy actual horses, not his back mule. We'll let his mule have its well-earned rest, because that thing has been suffering.
Turn it into
Glue.
to glue. Remember that beef jerky you were talking about? It's tough.
I said beef jerky,
Yeah,
not
it's tough.
mule jerky.
You're about to find out. But
So
I think taking out the armies we can do on the way, that's not the end-all, be-all per se.
Wait. The army that's following us, is that what
Probably
what you
one of
meant?
them.
What'd you say?
the army that was following us? Is that the one that we need to take out?
As many as we can find, because there are apparently many searching for that very journal.
Oh
boy.
That's fun.
I love it. She gives you some information. You guys talk for about 20 minutes, and then she gives you like another dangle a carrot in front of you, like, no, they're after the journal.
Well, we've already had people after us because you exist. So
Sorry, you're a part of this too. Don't forget, you're just as much a part of it as I am.
well, okay, Mr. Popular. It's not like we're any worse off being expected by, everyone. We kind of knew that once we got on this road, we basically had nobody but ourselves. So
Let's get to the City of Runes, regroup, and we'll figure out where to go from there.
that works.
Who's going to carry the journal, and how securely are they going to carry it?
I will put the journal directly into my vest and hold it. And since I'm squishy, I expect the two of you to take the beating.
Maybe it would be better if someone with a little more armor and a little less likelihood of losing their things.
That's fair. That's very fair.
So what you're saying is just don't give it to him.
I am actually
If you think-
offering.
If you think that's best, you have the magic paperweight, seeing as it won't open for anyone. All yours. You get to add funky magic journal.
Add a journal. I got an answer. What do you mean? Mm-hmm. Any one person enters the main city out of that group, the quest is done. Because it's designed that way because two could be dead. Nope, that's not a loophole, but thank you for asking.
It is kind of a good idea.
That was a cool loophole, but I already thought of that.
Because we're talking about Mr. Loopholes here.
Yeah.
I mean, I set the parameters of the quest at the very beginning, and I said,
Returning to
the city is the end of the quest. You can return early if you'd like. You can go kill one box, return to the city, and if no one else shows up at the end of the year, you won.
Yes, one group tried that and died.
They did.
Yeah. And there's only
how far are
3
we
teams
into it
left.
exactly at this point?
There's what?
How many months into it are we at this point?
Oh, I'm glad someone finally asked that.
It's a little hard to tell with the lapse in time.
It's a little hard to tell, but you're looking at seasons. So he would have a better idea.
Yeah.
The Ranger? For the passage of seasons? Still not making sense?
So apparently you guys have been on the journey for about 6.5 months.
Okay, so we're now. Seeing as we've lived in this world, do we know how many months are in a year, etc.?
It's like regular, like here.
Regular, okay.
Yeah.
So we're like halfway through our time allotment. Because wasn't sure if it was going to be like, yeah, by the way, 12 seasons is 1 year.
So 5 months, 5.5 months.
Okay.
You guys have been on journey 5.5 months. That's why I said it was about
coming up
fall.
on halfway.
You're in fall now.
Okay.
Winter will be soon.
God, it's going to be miserable traveling into winter.
I mean, I keep pretty good accurate accounts of your days sleeping.
This is a nice timer.
Thank you.
They're a lot cleaner than mine.
5, 10, 15, 20, right? I keep it well.
A lot cleaner than mine.
Not necessarily, but whatever.
He probably has a lot more practice with chicken scratch.
I do have a lot more practice in chicken scratch. Okay. It's in this, yeah.
Why is it that one thing I wrote in italics? Really?
The fact that you can write in italics is interesting.
I've been doing it a few times lately.
Off to the city of runes.
Okay, so you guys leave the thing, the apparition area, and you go back to the road.
Really intent on this Halloween campaign.
I did. I'm proud of that house, actually.
That was pretty cool.
That came out really good. I'm sorry, but it was
cool.
With the imprinted.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty ingenious.
The fact that he was sleeping in the bed as the cameraman.
Isn't that a nice touch?
That I did it specifically when someone was sleeping in the bed. So
it was obvious it was a memory.
Yeah.
It was a trigger, yeah.
Yeah. So no, picking up the journal was the trigger. When you removed the journal, triggered the whole thing because it was just at the end of her watch, or when it got dark and stuff. Yeah. That's what triggered it, was the removal of the journal.
So if we had just passed by this town, we would have never come in contact with this.
Correct.
Looks like we picked the right time to explore.
You know how many side things or whatever that you guys have passed up?
Oh, jeez.
Like, oh my goodness, so many things.
It sounds like a big one, though.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when your side quests don't have a big exclamation point above their heads.
Right. This was a big side quest.
Yeah.
That said something else.
Hope I didn't miss too much. Lol. Don't worry, we only got sound back about 12 minutes ago?
Yeah. And topping it off, we've I think the most excitement we had was we fought a bunch of goblins today.
Hey, I think the whole thing was exciting.
We
The
as
most
far as
excitement,
events,
action-wise, event-wise.
we
Traveling. Oh, and then my spider that almost killed me.
there was the wall that we destructed and then reconstructed.
I'm such a good builder.
There was the goblins. There was everyone else decided they were going to root around in the root cellars and got punished with spiders.
Yeah.
And then we had an apparition.
Well deserved.
Ghostly bed apparition.
OMG, Skull, been muted this whole time? Yes, I never bothered to check. They said lovely.
Yeah.
I know, right? Okay, so you guys get back on the road. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are going to try to walk a little bit faster than your normal,
Yeah.
right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. So you guys go down on the road. You make a little bit better time. It's early in the morning. You guys are packed up camp, blah, blah, when all this had happened. So I'm going to guess it's probably around like 8-ish, 8:30 when you hit the road.
Early morning.
Mm-hmm. So as you guys are going, you guys are in the woods. So there's this trail, this road goes through the woods. You hear, or you come across what looks like a band of orcs. And I say you come across that because it looks like they were camping. Like they were there overnight. But it only was like an hour from where you guys were, so it was really close.
I bet you that was that army that was right behind us.
And they got in front
How many?
Well, they
Can we
passed
see
us
how
when we
many
went
there are?
into the.
Is that right?
Can we see how many there are?
It depends if you guys are going to show up in all your wonderful armor and make all kinds of noise, or if you're going to send the ranger up here.
Yeah, let's send the ranger.
No, the less shiny person.
The less shiny
The
person.
sneaky person.
Am I sneaky?
Sneakier than two pots and pans wearing, galoots.
Sneakier than fighters in general.
You make fun of us for being loud, but you're also very squishy, so that's the trade-off.
Eh,
Everything has to have one, right?
I'm the best of both worlds. I can sneak, but I still have a decent amount of hit points. Comparatively.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so you see a bunch of orcs. You see a few bugbears.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh,
They're probably not what you're thinking.
Didn't you play the bugbear once?
No.
No, but you played the, Sasquatch thing.
and you also see what looks like to be an ogre magi.
That's two different things that we do need for our list. We do need to kill more magi.
Only one there.
Yeah.
So
If we go after them, get the magi first. I'd
I
rather
was going to say,
not go to sleep again. Would be a good place to start.
so how many orcs did he see?
well, if you could round it, he sees about like 20 orcs.
Okay.
He sees
Before
like
we-
4 or 5 bugbears, and like one orc magi seems to be obviously the leader.
Okay. Before we start this fight, I'm going to go to the bathroom and grab some dinner real quick. Give me about 10 minutes or so.
Okay, so we'll take a 10-minute break.
Sounds good.
Hello, testing. I have returned. What the hell y'all laughing at?
You.
Hey, what did I do?
No, they were laughing at me because of the way I walked up.
He was sulking because he was trying to tease you by having everyone be silent.
Yeah, we all hid in the kitchen right off screen.
I can hear you talking.
Interesting. Anyways,
So,
All right, thank you for reminding me.
you're welcome.
okay.
Um,
On the road again. We left off. We found orcs, a magi, and
You remember?
bugbears.
Yeah.
Aren't
Well, I was
bugbears
gonna
kind of like
suggest-
Sasquatch-looking things? They stand up. They're like really big, aggressive.
I mean, they're humanoid.
Yeah, vaguely. I don't remember, but
I mean,
What I was
even if you have an idea of bugbear, it might not be the same bugbear.
yeah,
What's
it's probably
that,
the 5th
Ray?
edition.
What I was going to suggest is that John, me, and you target the ogre magi with our bows before running into the camp.
Well, if we figure out if he's closer to one edge, we set up the ambush and come in from that side so that Sonya can get close to him without getting tangled up with any of
they're kind of in a forest setting, so you see them, but you don't necessarily have that clear of a shot. So they're partially concealed. So if you were to use your bows, it would be at a -4 to hit.
Is the ogre magi off to one side of the camp?
No,
Maybe
not necessarily.
kind of dead center.
Not dead center, but yeah, they're milling around.
Okay.
They're camp. They're in a camp.
Yeah. If he and I cut you a path to the magi, do you want to try and get to him since he seems like a leader type?
Oh, he's definitely the leader.
I was going to suggest me going after it.
So if he and I can clear you a path to get as close as possible, as fast as possible, getting rid of him, especially since, previous experience has been less than stellar. Nap time was not exactly appreciated.
Well, you've been up 2 levels since then. You're
Well, true.
You have a better saving throw versus spell.
Vaguely.
well, you have a save for sleep, right?
Yeah.
You have an half elf 30% chance to save or sleep.
Yes, I have a better I have a better chance than you guys, theoretically.
Well,
because
not
of that.
necessarily. She has the best chance.
Best save, but then I have a backup.
Well, no, the resistance comes first. It's
Yeah.
only if you fail there's magic resistance.
And I
Gotcha.
roll that.
We could try to draw some orcs away from the camp, take on smaller fights, and pull them away from the camp and the ogre magi.
I'm not sure that'll work. That strategy will work.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in the ability to lure them away.
More importantly, it's not a video game where you can only aggro 5 at a time if you're far away enough.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm saying if we go to the camp, we're fighting in a clearing. But if we pull them into the forest, we're breaking them apart, regardless of,
You're in the forest. You're walking
No,
on
I
the
know.
road. You see them just to the side of the road in the forest.
So they're already
Right,
in the
but-
forest, is what he's saying.
Right, but are they in any sort of clearing, or are they just among the
No, they're just among the trees. No clearing.
In other words, going directly into the camp is already broken up.
At this point, swing for the fences.
What fences?
Okay.
But I do think we should fight them.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's just get in. The sooner we can get to the Magi and knock him out, the better we're going to be. And then, I guess, then focus the bugbears, maybe?
Depends on if you want to go for heavy hitters or numbers to eliminate first. I mean, I have my target. I don't know what you guys are doing. You can switch for a line there.
I think that pretty much all of us are thinking, get the ogre, and then we'll just split up and figure out where we get from there. It seems the healthiest. mode of cleaning a house. Let's go. Just
How are you going to present your battle plan, Ray?
I guess we're just gonna. She's gonna go after the ogre magi. I'll go after the orcs, and he can either take shots, or he can charge in with us and fight. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll go in and I'll start trying to clean out bugbears.
All right.
Bugbears are heavier hitters
Yeah.
than orcs. Orcs, there are a lot of orcs. There are only like 4 bugbears, but if you get attacked by all 4 and they all 4 hit, you will be dead.
Okay.
They're heavy hitters.
Boy.
Like I said, heavy hitters or numbers? Which do you want to eliminate first?
I guess I'll just take some pot shots at orcs, I guess, and thin the orcs out some. Because dying to a bugbear is probably not it.
It'd be less embarrassing than dying to a goblin.
Or an orc.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys have surprise. So you guys tell me how you're going to proceed with attacking the encampment. You guys are going to split up, come from 3 different directions. You're going to go in as a wedge. How are you doing that?
The wedge might be best to get Sonya closest to the Magi, because the less you have to fight before getting there, the more likely that we start
Do
killing
not
them.
know what a wedge is?
Yeah, driving directly in.
I mean, I was planning on just charging in with a war cry. It's not like I have a bow.
Yeah.
I mean, having surprise means you can get into the middle of the camp and stuff
Before they can really
do much. That's what surprises is.
Okay.
Is they don't know we're here,
They
so
don't know you're there.
we can do what we want, basically, on first turn.
That's correct. You have initiative, you have first attack, you have the surprise.
Let's take it from 3 directions so that it splits their focus.
Sure.
It also means that we can't support one another if someone gets hurt or goes down.
Yeah, which I'd say we go with the wedge. Try to get to the center of the camp and basically circle up, take out the Magi, and then you and I can start clearing house on the orcs.
Okay.
That works?
Yeah.
Good with you? Cool. I guess we're
Okay, so Ray, what's the final decision?
We're going to charge in wedge formation.
Wedge formation. Who's in front?
I take it the paladin wants to probably take front.
Yeah.
Okay. Paladin's in front. You're on the left flank or right flank?
I'll take the right, I guess.
Okay, you're on the left flank.
Yep.
Okay. Let me write that down because that's kind of important.
Ooh, he knows where things are.
Yeah, I'm gonna get stuck with all the bugbears. I have the feeling. I didn't even have to look at him, and I see the smirk. Danger.
All right. You guys have that. Let me make a roll to see how far you can get inside the camp before you have to attack. Cool. Sonya, you guys are, I'm assuming, are about 5 feet apart from each other, otherwise you can't swing.
Yeah.
And you're out further, about 5 feet, so no one's swinging or back swinging to hit anybody. So the distance between Ray and John is about 10 feet. The distance between Ray and John to Sonya is about 5 feet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Sonya, you guys get as close as you feel you can get, and then you do your war cry and you charge in. You're stunned on how far you can get. You get right up to the ogre magi before there is any reaction. I'm sorry, I rolled double lot. It's all you. It's all your team.
I mean, I figured as much.
If I rolled 01, it would have been all them.
Yeah.
But I rolled double lot.
Yeah.
So that's all your team. Your team gets first attack. You can attack whoever you want, and it's an automatic hit.
Everybody swing on the Magi, get rid of them as quick as possible.
Agreed.
You guys are too far away to swing on the Ogre Magi because you guys are. That's why I asked where you guys were at.
Okay.
Okay.
But you know, you have other
Am I
options.
close? Am I
Yes.
close to the bugbear?
The orcs and bugbears are separated on both sides. If they're milling around, it's not like there's like one side's bugbears, one side's orcs.
Closest orc, I guess, on my end.
I'll attack a bugbear.
Okay. Hit.
Large, right?
Ogre Magi, yeah.
Orc is
What about
not,
the bugbear?
right?
Nope. I don't think the bugbears are large.
Double
I
check that.
could be wrong though.
Double check that.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do. I think the
What
bugbears are.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Me neither. I mean, I know they're bigger than. I thought they were bigger than orcs, but I could be wrong. Yep, they're tall. They're 7 feet. Bugbears are 7 feet.
So they're large.
They're large.
What's their armor class?
Their armor class. Bugbears are 5. You.
4 plus 6 is 10.
3 plus 4 plus 3 is 10.
On one orc.
Yep.
Okay, down. One orc is down. That quick. You, sir, you're gonna hit a bugbear. You said, right?
Yep, for 15 damage.
Very good. Now it's initiative.
4.
5.
3.
I got a 1.
Oh boy.
So, since we had surprise, that doesn't count towards my 1 and 2 attack, right? It's only after initiative starts?
That's correct.
Okay.
You all got a free hit, is what you got.
Right.
No, you do not immediately start on your 2 hit combo.
I just wanted to double check.
It is a good thing to know.
It is.
Actually, that's a really good question because a lot of people just
Assume.
no, they just forget that they would have had a 2 hit because now they roll initiative and they're like, oh, it was a good question.
Mm.
Yeah, one of those things where if it's not hard coded into a video game, it just passes over the head.
Yeah.
1, 2.
There are a
3,
lot of
4, 5,
mechanics
6.
like that.
1, 2. You get hit by an orc. Oof. Massive point. 7 points damage.
Ouch.
Let's see.
Should have been.
Sonya.
Hello. What can I do for you, sir?
Hold on. You get hit twice.
Okay.
The first one's a crit.
Oh boy.
6 points damage. And the second one is a 1 point damage.
Also taking 7 points.
And now this guy. Sonya.
Hello.
Never mind. One moment, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. Getting out the book, that's never good.
Taking out the player's handbook.
Ah.
Nope, that is a much higher level spell than that. Do you know what level a cone of cold is?
No. The last time I saw that was Neverwinter Nights. I don't trust
got
your
it.
5th edition stuff.
I got it.
It's 5th.
Just all that. I got it. All right, so he is a. Everybody make a save or spell.
Oh boy.
Wow, 20.
I didn't 20, but I passed.
That's great. Because I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you're a little lower than me, so.
I have to beat 16.
Oh. Oh, yeah, it's 3 to 4 is the same level for saving throws. So yeah, it's 16.
So, who made their saving throw?
I did.
You
I did as well.
You did. You did not. Okay. You take 17 points damage. You all take 8 points damage.
Save for half damage, I see.
Yep.
Oh, cool. That leaves me at 7.
Lucky number.
I have you at 6.
I thought we got 1 point back from the knight's healing, so I would have gone to.
Was there a
31
knight's
to
healing
7.
between that and then?
Apparently not. Okay.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I thought we had a full meal.
Yeah, you
the
did.
night and everything. Okay.
Yippee.
My magical 7 points.
Oh shit! So that means that we should add a night healing.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
1.3 for you guys.
Well, no, she gets 2.
Oh, well.
I have fast healing.
Fancy.
You got smacked.
Yeah.
What?
Squishy cold.
Squishy does not like the
All
cold.
right. 2s.
I'm going to die before it even makes it to my turn.
3s.
I have a 3.
Okay, your turn.
I'm going to hit my buggy bear unless he died. I don't think he did. For 13 points damage.
Same bugbear.
Yes, the same one.
Okay, that one there did drop.
Ooh.
4s.
I got a 4.
Okay.
What's the AC?
The AC of the Orc Mad guy
Yeah.
is
Please.
4.
4.
Makes me wonder. It's kind of cold, and I wonder if it hits any of his allies.
I needed an 8 and I rolled a 7.
Whoops.
Must have been the quote unquote.
5s.
Your muscles are a little slow to react.
Going with an orc. No, Jesus. Why am I thinking that? No. Heal. Heal would be good. Heal would be very good.
He noticed!
I'm like, wait a sec. I just talked about being very low. Maybe common sense indicates max healing.
12
Lucky!
points.
Okay. I'm at 19. I might survive the next one.
Was that everybody?
Yeah.
Initiative.
1!
2.
I got another 3.
I got a 3.
3.
Go ahead.
20!
Oof.
Kill him. Kill him.
Do I see another bugbear near me, or is
There
it
is
just
another
orcs?
one, yeah.
All right, I'm going to target him again.
14.
Was that doubled?
Yeah, it's 1d6 plus 1, so 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 4 is 8,
Right.
plus 6 is 14.
Okay.
No, sorry, it should be plus 5, so.
And you get plus
That's
4
13.
for reverse chaotic evil.
Right, so 13 plus 4 is 17.
Plus the 4 we didn't do last time, so it's
Right.
21.
Right.
Almost dead.
Remember, I don't know what their
I know.
levels are.
That's why I'm. All right. 2s.
Hurt him.
You probably should.
Yeah.
You probably should. Heals again to max just to get hit for another 17 points damage.
Don't you dare!
It actually won't match his HP.
No, it will not. But I did roll max again.
You did. I'm looking at it going, holy crap.
19 plus 12 is not.
It's a 1 there.
31.
Yeah. Math.
3s. You and I, Ray.
I'm gonna hit the bugbear with both of my hits, so at the end of combat I'll hit again.
It's a single.
But-
It's a single.
No, I just did my single.
Yeah, because you need to restart when we started the initiative.
Oh, right. Okay.
See?
Yeah.
Even the DM misses that one sometimes.
No, I was just saying that.
I'm gonna hit him once for 14 damage.
Okay. My turn.
Don's about to tell me why I'm very glad I healed.
Ray, 4 points damage. Excuse me, 8 points damage.
That's
Ow.
called a crit.
It's called a crit, and I didn't max out.
Oh, boy.
Might have been big whistling. Bill, what did I just say?
You know, I'm not even going to attempt it.
Well, we have audio now, so maybe I'll find out on the recording.
I wonder if not milk is from that other section when they had a million questions. Because that name seems familiar.
Probably, I don't know. I'm terrible with names. There wasn't a new follower thing, so they might be a return.
It'd be cool.
What
We
is
have
it?
snakes
Yeah, I know.
or a steam leak.
They're the orc magi. As you're looking at it, there's a wall of darkness right in front of you.
Yeah.
And Inquisition does not do magic.
In initiative.
No, but I have
I have my
one.
last hit.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
I hit again for 12 damage.
Okay, it drops. Now it's initiative. Thank you for keeping me honest. Okay,
You said you wanted to do it at end of combat, so I'm trying to keep up with it.
that's the right way. So, what'd you get?
2 for initiative.
One's go first. That would be me and Sonya.
I just pointed again.
Go ahead, cool.
With your blind fight.
I got a 20 and a 19.
I done min damage, so 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9.
It's dead.
Plus the 4 is 13.
Instead, the Ogre Magi drops.
Nice.
And so his spell drops, and you can see him, and your sword is embedded in his chest.
Nice. I did my job.
Yeah, because the next one was he was going invisible,
We've seen
With
that.
his healing, yeah.
I have
Which
blind
is-
fighting.
which he's healing.
I have blind fighting. I can still.
Only if he stays right there. The darkness was so you would miss because it was at a negative, and then but you have blind fighting, and then the invisibility was so you could go away and
I have
heal.
blind fighting.
Okay, who do I hit with that? It'll be Ray again.
Huzzah! So my healing actually gets to stay healed.
Yeah, I got
For
2
now.
hits. I gotta figure out who I'm hitting. The Ray takes 14 points damage.
Yeah. Thanks,
Ow.
that's not me.
Why do you always go for the fake gag?
That's attacked my head.
And
That's
the
gross.
other one, see if it hits. It does hit you,
Oh boy.
and that would be 3 points damage.
Yippee!
I'm going to use a drab for 11 points.
Okay. That was me. I did all mine.
And Sonya did
3s.
hers. You did a
4s.
grab. I'm a 4. I'm gonna finally actually attack again after 2 turns of healing. And a 14, you said armor class 6.
What are you going after? Orcs?
Orcs.
6.
And 6, yeah, that definitely hits. They're not large.
They are not.
7 plus 3 is 10.
You got one down.
Nice. Slowly whittle down the herd.
Anybody else didn't attack?
Nope.
Roll initiative.
Are there any more bugbears around me, or is it just orcs?
Just basically orcs around you right now.
Okay, I got a 3 for initiative.
I also got a 3.
I got a 5.
3s go first.
So right now, there's only orcs around.
Nope. You can see two bugbears.
Okay.
You turn to your right. You see that that Ray is on the right, and you see that a couple of the big bugbears are down. He looks pretty healthy. You look to your left. He looks pretty healthy, but the bugbears are just about ready to start attacking him. And there's orcs on both sides.
I will aim for those bugbears.
Okay. You
Try
actually
to maneuver.
will be hitting. Their normal armor class is 5, but you're behind them because you went through to hit the Old Magi. So their armor class is actually 7.
Okay. I only need a 5 or better.
For you, because you're attacking from flanking.
Interesting.
And since
You didn't know that?
No.
Amazing.
You've never known about rear attacks?
That's a rogue specialty.
No, that's called backstab. Anyone can do a rear attack.
Rogue specialty.
You only get backstab if you're unseen.
Rogue specialty.
Shut up.
I detect evil intent.
If I miss, I'm re-rolling just because failing on a 5 is kind of embarrassing. Hey, look, I'm using a reroll.
You rolled a 2.
Glad I called that. Yay! That would have been so great if that get another 2.
For comedic value, it would have been great. For the viewers, amazing. For us, very bad.
I max damage too, so 12.
Nice.
If they're chaotic evils, that's 16.
You're right.
Eef.
That was 3s, 4s. That would be me and Ray, I think.
Yes, I had a 3, but
What?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
that's fine. I'm going to hit the first orc. I see their armor class 6.
6.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him for 12 damage.
Okay, he drops. 4s.
Remember when we were doing like 6 damage and 4 damage to orcs?
There was a time when you did 6 damage and 4 damage to orcs.
Right?
Not you.
Well, before I had this sword, yeah.
Even at level 1, you were still dealing like 7 and 8. And
Yeah.
heck, you could have punched him when you were doing 5.
Oh, wow. That's pretty interesting.
Big strength.
Ray,
Oh boy.
I hit a natural 20.
Of course.
With a bugbear.
And I did a whopping 2 damage.
Because it was not.
I was about to say.
I min-rolled.
But he's very good at the build-up.
I was all like, it's going to be 48 damage.
Okay, that's it. Anybody else need to attack? Okay, go ahead.
That'll hit armor class 6. 2, 4, 6 plus 3 is 9.
Okay, drops.
Cool.
Initiative. Ooh, I got a 1.
I got a 1
Man, I
for
wish my
initiative.
old bad guy was alive.
I also got a 1.
Fine.
Both of us got 1s.
I got a 1.
I am going to split my hits.
Yeah.
Where does that go?
Probably my shoe.
Oh, like it rolled. Oh, into the shoe, I see.
Yeah. Oh, that might be a hit. So tell me if you hit.
I hit for 11 damage.
Four points damage, Sonya. You hit for 11.
Yes.
It drops.
Oh boy, no.
Do I might get another hit? I do not, because it was going to hit Sonya and it missed because an 18 misses her. It sucks.
When we get to the City of Ruins, I want better armor.
Okay, Anybody else? 2s, 3s,
I have a 5.
4s, 5s. Oh, look, you.
The armor class was
6. Oh,
Five.
no.
looks like I'll hit both a 6 and a 7.
You hit a 7 because they're.
Hey, look, I'm maxed again. 12.
It's dead.
Hey.
Yeah.
The other bugbear did not see you. And the first one, the reason why you saw the hit armor class 7 instead of 5 is because you hit him, and it was such a devastating blow. You took him down more than half. He couldn't move. You kind of like disabled him.
You locked him in place, spinal cords.
Yeah, basically. You brought him down to like from 24 hit points down to like 6.
Okay.
So that's like that when you do more than half 50% damage on one shot, I actually have to roll to see what happens to them because they have a system shock. They have all kinds of things that can happen to them. So that one's dead.
So the way we have system shocks.
Mm-hmm. That was the last one. Initiative.
I have my final hit.
Okay.
I hit for 10 damage.
All right. It drops.
I'm going last.
I'm going first.
One's go first.
I got a 3 for initiative.
Okay. One's go first.
I'll go for the other bugbear then, I guess.
Mhm. He doesn't know you're there.
Okay.
Give him the paralysis.
So you have an armor class of 7.
I have an armor class of -2.
Shut up.
Whoa, that'll hit.
Hit him with the pickup truck.
Okay.
Paralysis.
I don't have one of those. 4 plus 6 is 10.
Plus 4 is 14. Okay. 2s, 3s, Ray and I.
I got a 3. I hit for 10 damage.
Well, these orcs are not doing too well. 4s. Oh, you're last. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did my 10 damage hit do anything? Did
Oh, I
it kill
killed
anything?
it. Yeah. Yeah. You killed it.
Okay.
Hit 6. 3 is 5 plus 3 is 8.
Drops it.
Cool.
Initiative.
4.
4.
3 again.
I got a 1. And ooh. Nope. Yep.
Sorry, Ray, but I think that one's a you.
6 points damage, Ray.
Ah!
The little half glance at you kind of gave it away.
Twos,
No.
3s,
No.
right?
No.
I got
No.
a 3.
Ray, go Ray.
I guess I'm gonna heal for
Go Ray.
Mac
Go Ray.
for 12 back.
How much?
12 back.
12 back. 4s.
You doing
6 plus 6 is 12.
It's gone.
7.
It drops.
Cool.
Initiative.
1.
5.
Ones go first.
4.
There's no more bugbears. There are only orcs left.
I guess I'm going after an orc.
Their back is to you. So they have an armor class of 8.
Okay, 4 better. Because
Like a scythe through wheat.
because I feel bad, I'm going to claim that I'm going to reroll if I roll worse. I knew it! Another 2! Trusty instincts. 7 will hit. And I'm in damage, so 1 plus 6 is 7.
It drops.
That's twice
So
now.
what I'm hearing is if Sonya min damages, just die.
just like Ray. Unfortunately, you have to actually
I
do some
know.
damage.
I actually have to roll.
I didn't even realize I was still rolling on Mars for orcs.
It's a good thing that it don't matter. Six.
Does it hit?
1 point off.
Okay. So is that everybody? Ray, did you go?
I have a 4, so no, I did not.
It'd be you then.
Now I did. I am going to hit for. Actually, I believe I have 2 hits because unless it resets after I heal.
It would have, yeah.
Okay, so I hit once for 12 points damage.
It drops. It's my turn. Twos and fives do not hit.
Not our characters.
Initiative.
You.
1.
2.
3.
I got a 3. I had ones.
Let me actually grab the correct damage dice for an orc. They're not size large. 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8.
8. It drops. Your turn. Drops. Ray, you and I together.
All right. I'm obviously going to split my hits. First one for 13 damage.
Hey, Ray, take 8 points damage.
Ow!
I love that response.
Get parried. Fighter's Handbook 101. Get parried.
I'm finally making my way through my rerolls too.
Okay, what's your second? Did you have a second hit this time, or was it?
Yes.
Okay.
I did have a second hit this time, and I only hit for 8 damage.
Okay, it drops.
Oh,
Rolled a 2 for damage.
You know what? My bad. That should have been 16 points damage, but I crit. And I only gave him 8 points damage, so you're stuck with just 8. You're okay. So that was my bad.
You.
That's
benevolence.
well, no, I mean I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be honest.
DM owning up to his mistakes.
Yep. That was it. Initiative.
6.
4.
I got a 2.
You're first.
Ooh. There's only 4 left. I know. And they all missed.
Lambs to the
3s. 4s.
I have a 4.
So do
I will hit for 11 damage.
Drops.
5 and 3 is 8.
Drops. You.
Huh?
Your turn.
Okay. That didn't count. I didn't see what it was, but that was a mistake.
Okay. Initiative.
You're obsessed with 2. 5.
4.
Tell that to the dice.
Okay, I got a 2. Oh, I might hit someone. I do not.
Yeah. Target of Sonya, just no.
Just no. 3. I had a 19, so I could have hit Ray or you.
Mm-hmm. Target of Sonya.
But target, I rolled a 6. That's Sonya.
5 and 5. What are you at, Ray?
I have a 4.
Go ahead, you go first.
I missed.
Okay. You guys go together.
I fumbled. I knew I should have called a reroll.
5 and 3 is 8.
So that one dropped. I got to see Sonya. See if you hit someone in your team.
I blame all the blood. I haven't cleaned yet.
I should be pretty far away from where she is at this
It's okay, she missed.
point.
There's so much, I mean, as she was saying, there's so much gore from like partially severing several bugbears and the orc magi and then the orcs that her sword literally left her grip.
I wanted to clean it as soon as I pulled it out of the Younger Magi, but
No, it just flew. She swung and missed, and it just It just, as she was swinging, just flew out of her hands, landed in the brush somewhere out in the distance, like 8 or 9 feet. And the orc is like,
Ooh.
no. He's like, what?
Scared.
Yeah.
Don't worry, go find your sword. I'll be busy splitting his head.
Initiative. There's one orc. Well, you guys, whoever wants to swing, swings. I rolled a 6.
You got a 2, I got a 5.
Doesn't
right?
matter. Just roll. It's only one orc left. Somebody
I just
hit it.
crit him.
He's dead.
I'm going to go find my sword.
I'm really mad that you killed my mag or guy so quickly.
I don't know.
Your
You
guy?
deal me 17 points of damage from cold.
He only had that one spell.
And I'm
He only cast that spell once a day.
I would like to check the Ogre Magi.
I'll check out the orcs, I guess, and then the bugbears first, and then the orcs.
I think that's another box. Didn't we need 2 Ogre Magi, or is it
No,
4?
we needed 4, and we have 3, including this one. So we are now at 3 out of 4 on that front. We, as I recall, did not need bugbears. Nope, no bugbears. The
11 gold, 2 platinum.
From the
Old mad guy.
anybody else than nothing.
If y'all don't mind, I'm going to pocket the 2 platinum, but we can throw the gold into our pot.
It's whatever. I mean, we got 5,000 gold sitting with the other guy. If you want to just hold on to the gold, I mean, you've helped buy a bunch of the stuff so far. Just hold on to it. It's a hard number to split. It's whatever.
How many gold did you say again?
11.
And the number of orcs that we killed.
20.
20 even.
4 bugbears and 1 ogre magi. Ogre mage.
Do I find my sword?
Are you gonna go look for it?
Yeah, that's what I said the first thing we did after.
Never heard you say anything. I was busy looking up the treasure.
I'm sorry, I was quiet. I didn't want to talk over the quiet microphone.
Yep, you found your sword. It was
Good.
sticking in
Good.
the ground.
Cleaning time.
Yeah. Cleaning time.
I meant cleaning time.
No, I know what you meant. I was gonna say preening.
Time to make things clean. Much cleaning is needed after that.
Yeah.
Much blood.
Much blood and love and intestines was had by all.
What a spectacular occasion.
I'm going to heal up.
Okay.
I'm 10 points down. I'm fine for the short term.
I used 1 drab for 12 points back.
You're not gonna heal? Sonya, what about you?
I might use the land hands and a cure light wounds on
Okay,
myself.
roll for me.
Yeah, D8. 8. So 10 plus 8 is 18.
Okay. That battle actually took quite a long time.
I bet.
That was like an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour long battle.
The crows will eat good tonight, at
Yeah.
least.
And you had only left your camp an hour before.
Only about 10 o'clock in the morning at this point.
Pretty much. Like, I got my exercise for today.
Time to get the cardio in. Let's get moving.
Back to the path.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to clean your swords at least
Yeah.
before you
Yeah.
I know I
rescabard them.
am.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Swords, armor, as much as possible.
Look,
Okay.
I'm wiping my face off. I'm wiping the sword off. I'm pretty much ready to roll. I'm gonna have to rinse it off.
Over or backwards?
Back flip, front flip,
Somersaults.
ready to roll.
Sorry.
Generally, forward is the preferred method.
So, are you just going to clean the swords, or are you going to take a couple hours to clean your armor as well? Or are you going to wait to clean your armor?
We got time. We can clean our armor.
Is there a source of water nearby?
Just your canteens.
Why don't we see if we can find a stream? If we can, then it'll have water and be a lot better to clean. Because unlike you guys, mine doesn't just polish off. I actually have to like take it off, wring it out, and rinse it.
Give me 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Nice.
Well, as far as boxes go, we need one more magi, and we're good to go on that front.
Nice.
If we ever encounter them again. I was saying, if we look for a stream, we can rinse off, wash off, and because you guys can kind of polish your stuff off. I, on the other hand, actually have to like
Okay, moving on.
strip down a rinse.
I guess, yeah, we should probably look for a stream anyway, so the mule can drink and we can refill our skins.
Well, with the way the campaign.
Why did I do that? Because he doesn't have a jar of dirt. He has a journal.
I don't even have a journal.
I know she has a journal.
Yeah.
Yes.
My job to it.
Anyways,
If you don't want it, give it back. No! Then it helps.
Are we going to buy a jar of dirt when we get to the city?
Maybe.
just because.
Maybe just a jar, because there's plenty of dirt everywhere.
So, you guys clean up as best you can. At least your swords. You guys head out down the path. Go back and get your donkey that you tied up on a branch. Your donkey's fine.
Equine creature. Hoofed being.
Just saying, there's different stacks.
You guys go down the path. You guys are trying to walk double time, whatever, to make up time because you really want to get to the city of sages. The ruins, sorry.
Wrong city.
You guys probably, this is now like 10:15, 10:30, whatever. You take about 15, 20 minutes, give or take, to clean your swords, wipe out whatever blood you can get off your armor. So it's about 11 o'clock, give or take. You guys head down, and about 2 hours down the road, 2.5 hours on the road, so it's like 1:30, give or take. You come across. It seems like every couple hours there's like a little village. So it's leading up. It seems like it's leading up to something, because it's like every couple hours there's like another town or a village or whatever. They're all abandoned. But you see another one, and in this town, there's actually not fortifications per se.
It's more built up than the last.
It's more built up than the last. So as you pointing out, the first village was like really hovels. Second village was a little bit newer or better. This village is a little bit bigger, a little bit better. It actually looked like it had legit a couple of roads that they might have used. There's a few more houses, maybe like 15, 20 houses.
Got a well?
There's a well in the center.
Awesome. I'm gonna pull a bucket of water out, and you guys cool if we stop for a little bit? Good time for like a lunch break. I'm gonna like actually wash my armor and as much blood and stuff off of my clothes as I can.
4 hours for you guys to clean your armor. It was nasty. It was a really nasty fight, especially her. I mean, it was a nasty fight.
I mean, I wanted to clean the moment he described what happened to the Magi.
Yeah.
So it's about 5 p.m. then, so it's almost night.
Yeah. After we're done with all the cleaning and stuff. If you want to start prepping out of the venison and stuff, I'll pull water for you and start a fire up so you can cook. And then while you're doing that, I'll investigate the town a little bit, see if there's anything useful around.
What are you going to be doing while they're doing that?
Setting up my tent.
Okay.
Also, post desaddling and cleaning, watering the donkey.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mule.
I'll set up my tent as well when we do camp.
So you guys are doing all this in the center of this town?
You know, there's like a bunch of actual buildings with like beds, like real beds. We've been in the woods for so long. I get it. I love a blanket, but there's a bed right there.
John's going, I like my blankie, but it's time to express myself on a bed.
You go express yourself in the corner.
I guess I'm gonna poke around and see if I can like recognize like any sections. Is this town built up enough that they have like an actual blacksmithing?
No. It's still all like farming community.
Farming community.
There might have been. You probably could have seen. Yeah, maybe there was a blacksmith repairing tools, hoofs, things like that.
Something small.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
anything of value is
gone.
The
anvil's gone.
Yeah.
Just the basic structure.
Yeah, like you have, like you know, it's a blacksmith shop because like
that furnace was built in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. The pumping station was still there. Things like that.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted, there's a small shop. You don't have everything there.
No tools. There's nothing there. It's all gone. You do walk through some of the houses. This here, there's some roofs. Like not all the houses are like destroyed. A couple of houses look like they're a couple of shacks, whatever you want to call them, look like they were structured pretty well.
Yeah.
When you go in, obviously the furniture is upturned, things like that. If you wanted to make a bed in one of them, you could. Matter of fact, you probably could have made 3 beds up, 3 different buildings.
Yeah.
That you've went through. There's no food or anything. There's no pots and pans. Everything's gone. The mattresses are still there. You know, not necessarily torn up, but they're rumpled. You know, things like that. Rumpled.
What an interesting word tonight.
So if you want to sleep in a bed, you could. You can let them know that there's a bed, different houses that if they wanted to.
Wherever you guys are setting up, if we want, is there like a bigger house for like whatever would have been the leader?
There's no inn or anything like that. Is what you're asking, and they're all about the same size.
Okay. So even a leader would have the same size.
Same hovel, yeah.
I guess pick your poison, and if there's one that has like a kitchen-ish area, we can set them up with that for cooking. And then if you guys want a bed, there are beds. If not, set your tents up. I will find the closest building wherever you set your tents up, and I'll make a bed.
Sleep in someone else's house without permission, okay?
Right.
Considering what happened the last time I did that, I'm also going to set up my tent.
All right. Is there any building that's particularly closer?
They're in the center of the area, right next to the well. So that's like where the marketplace would have been. So is there any building next to it, ish? You know, maybe
I forgot about you. Hello.
Because you forgot about me.
Not your home.
let's just say that you know where your mom's fire pit is?
Yeah.
So that would be the well.
Yeah.
And your house would be like the first building around
The
it.
garage.
No, the house.
Oh, okay.
There's a big open area with
Oh,
the
yeah,
market.
yeah.
I mean, this is a up and coming town supposedly when it was being used, so they had a lot of room.
I'm gonna drag a bed out the door.
Yeah,
You can do that.
he has strength.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a 16 strength.
So while you guys are setting up your tent and her tent's up, you take a while to set up your tent. He walks over to a house and pulls out this bed frame and drags it over to the well and plops it down, walks back, grabs a mattress, plops it down, walks back to another house, grabs a mattress, plops it down, sits down on it, walks over to another house, gets another mattress, plops it down, and goes, yeah.
Look, you know,
When my tent gets set up, I'd like to try again to fix the hole.
Okay. Nope.
Damn it!
doesn't
Damn
make
it.
it worse.
You don't make it worse, but it don't get any better.
That's
So is there just like a slit in it, or is it just kind of?
It's ragged, so it's canvas. So when you take something that's dull and you poke a hole and drag it, it doesn't make a nice seam. It tears it like
Yeah.
So it's not like you have one.
Fibers are ripped.
Yeah, it's not like you have one seam that you're trying to sew. You have it torn.
You ever got a hole in your sock?
You know?
I was about to say, you ever worn jeans and had them rip?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
No,
what you're
it's
saying.
worse than that because that's a straight line.
No.
I'm talking about. So it starts here, and then as it catches, so the whole, and then it goes like this, and that gets pulled, right? Because now the kind of like.
Don't you love your husband?
He's got the picture in his mind, but it's in his mind.
So it kind of just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it rips
You want me to show
further
it?
out. I don't even know how to explain it.
When
I get
Tony
what
rips
you're
it, it's
saying.
like that.
Yeah.
I see. I get what you're saying.
So it's not like you could like sew a straight line and fix it. It's not a sword that went through like the last time.
Right.
You know, this was like it's like a legit tear.
Everything out here.
It's cold.
No, it's not.
You didn't just go outside
Fair.
at 9 o'clock at night.
Which is why you're having a hard time trying to repair it.
That's fair. Just out of curiosity, how high would I have?
All right. So this is a nighttime. I forget where we are.
We're at
Yeah,
the well,
Yeah.
he was cooking.
Yeah, he was making his bed literally.
Gotcha.
Huzzah!
All right. So you're in the.
I will have my comfort.
So you guys are all what did I say? Took you 4 hours to clean your armor and
4
stuff.
hours of cleaning plus
Okay.
dinner. Plus
What are you
dinner.
doing after your armor is cleaned up and stuff? It's like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Making my tent.
That takes like 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
Just saying, we discussed that. That was
Yeah.
the last thing. That was the last thing.
After that, you doing anything specific, or are you just going to wait for your watch time?
I might.
Tell stories, take out a flute, start playing,
I don't have a flute.
little harmonica, little lute.
I might brush my hair ahead of time. I don't know. Maybe do some prayers.
All right.
Preen prayers. What else am I gonna do?
The peas. Our paladin does the peas, preening and praying.
Ooh, we've been over this.
Okay, so food ensues.
Sure, I got some blood in my hair actually.
Did never mind. First watch. Nothing happens. Second watch.
Clean my bow and my pack against my beautiful bed.
double checking my stuff before bed.
Nothing happens. Third watch. Right. During your watch, you notice that the clouds are moving in. It's not raining, it's just getting cloudy, and it is a cold, brisk wind. You get your points back for overnight.
Yeah,
Do we get 1 or 2 for being
1?
I guess 1.
But I slept in a real bed. Life's good.
So I assume you didn't do your thing. Don't you have like an ability to like staunch blood or whatever?
The
Close
quick healing
wounds. No.
X number of wounds you get.
Oh, the fast healing?
No, not just fast healing. Don't you have the ability to like if you get to a wound and you like put a patch on it or something like that?
That's a non-weapon proficiency for healing. I do not.
You do not have that. That's what I'm asking though.
I only have lay on hands and cure light wounds.
Gotcha. All right. So the morning comes and everything is hunky dory.
Double check equipment.
Double check
make everything
equipment.
clean.
Yeah. Everything's nice and clean.
Make sure that journal's still there.
Are you going to make sure the journal's still there? The journal is still there.
Excellent.
Okay, you still see the journal. So there's a word that keeps on filtering into your head. Just saying.
Nice. Don't need.
Okay.
We're gonna get to the capital, find out this journal's like some spicy rom-com that this dude's been like authoring. Not even a wizard, just like an author. This is my book. So horribly written.
Like Naruto's Jiraiya.
Or it could be a mage's spell book.
Oh, I'm sure
that
that's
could
what
be
it actually
quite
is.
valuable to a mage.
Yeah.
It could be all sorts of delectable things.
He says delectable right
Just
after
don't
I
put
said
it in the still.
Takes book, starts dunking it in water. Give me answers.
Actually, I'm ahead of you do that.
I wouldn't blame you.
Okay. You get together, you start walking. The next 2 or 3 days, uneventful.
Wow. We're doing the DM skip to the action.
No, not really. Not really.
No more towns in the meanwhile?
None.
Huh.
But you got to like kind of like the foothills of like the ruins.
The giant mountain.
I'm surprised you didn't yell at me for not putting the bed back.
I didn't get the chance.
That's fair.
Actually, you did go hunting. You found another deer on day 1. On day 2, you found a couple of rabbits. On day 3, you found another deer. So you guys got plenty of meat.
Oh yeah, we're cooking for the long haul.
So that's 3 more days. Well fed, well rested, 2 hit points each. You got for 3 days at 6 hit points.
Nice.
Did you get that, Ray?
Yes, I did.
We are cooking.
You actually get 12 back because you got the fast healing.
Get double.
Pretty sure
You don't need.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 3 points short of max, so that definitely helps.
I think that's why you did that.
Yeah. Well,
Not necessarily why I did it. It's just that's what happened. You
Is there
can't always.
Huh? Is there like a cure super light wounds because I'm 2 away from max? Can she just like poke my shoulder?
I don't know. I have you at 45 out of 49.
I have 47. I don't know who miscalculated. Probably me.
Probably me. We'll go with yours.
Your paper cut.
Either that or it was one of the times that you didn't hear that you got hit.
Yeah. for 2 damage, I don't think it makes much.
That's happened several.
That might have been that one time.
Because you got hit for 2 damage just a short while ago in the last couple battles ago.
All right, so we'll just call it 45.
I already wrote down 47, so 47.
Okay.
The thing is that you can't have fighting every day of your journey.
Yeah.
You would never get anywhere.
No.
You would. I mean, the paladin would be preening every 2 hours. You know, if she had it her way.
Yeah. Not only that, if you're fighting every day, I don't care how long you're resting every night, you're exhausted. You're gonna drop in the middle.
Right,
of the woods.
and that's why I do things like when you get to town, I give you a dungeon where you're going 3 days with nothing happening. I know it's the boring part of the game.
No.
But you guys,
logic.
You have to. You can't be battling every day, every hour. It's not a dungeon crawl.
As much as some people might want it to be.
Well, I've done some of it. I've done some dungeon crawling.
Yeah. As I go sneaking off into the catacombs.
Half of Sonia's games are dungeon crawling.
I didn't do very much of that.
Actually, it wasn't. I mean, it was in a dungeon, but it wasn't a dungeon. It was her stuff wasn't really dungeon crawling. It's not like a dungeon crawling is like you go from this room and you fight. There's 3 you fight the last battle, 20 orcs, 4 hobgoblins, and an Ogre Magi. You finish that and you turn around and there's 30 orcs, 5 hobgoblins. You kill those. You walk, down the street and there's 30 orcs, 4 hobgoblins, and 2 Ogre Magi. It's like literally back to back. That's a dungeon crawl.
That's when we were in the catacombs the first time around, when it was skeletons, then zombies, then ghouls, then ghasts.
Right.
Room after room after room.
Every room you guys went into, it was a fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the guy was like, "This is brutal." That's a dungeon crawl. Yeah. Sonia's wasn't like that. There was skeletons only, pretty much, and it wasn't every room.
Yeah, that's true.
It was traps.
I only had traps in certain areas. It's not my fault that
you had to fart everywhere.
Yes.
And the stupid part is like, I fart, you don't find anything. Great. I fart, you don't find anything. Great. I fart, I don't find anything. Okay, I'm gonna go to this room. Boom, you hit a trap. Are you kidding me? The one square I don't fart on, that's the trap.
I mean,
I assume I am missing something, or is that just like the acronym for
find and remove traps?
He's just immature.
I am not. That's what it's called.
You have claimed to be immature.
You got you there. That's what I was checking. It's probably the acronym. I just couldn't think of the A.
Yeah, that's actually why I like her games.
Because there isn't an A.
Her games are actually really good.
Yeah. I can't wait to be an exorcist rolling around just town to town. Oh, I'm dead. Gotta go.
I mean, that's actually what happens. There's a reason they disappear a lot.
All right. So you guys went about 3 days.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. It was very relaxing. You were going through the woods. Songbirds, butterflies, fairies all said hi. So you guys just went like 3 more days. You're at kind of like the foothills. There is a kind of like, you notice it got gray. The clouds were coming over when you. No, that was not.
That was day 1 as we were in the.
Yeah. No, never mind. Because my brain switched.
Did it start snowing?
No. So you're at the bottom of this, like the foothills kind of thing. You start walking up the hill. It's mostly like not a lot of trees so much as shrubs. So the farms and everything are gone, obviously, because you walked. I mean, that whole area basically was the farmland that they brought into the city of Runes when it was active. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of the farmlands for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you're like, when you think about it, you go, that's pretty far away. Yeah, but you realize how. You don't realize how many people lived in that city and how much they ate. That's a lot of land.
You never appreciate how much you yourself eat until you're
So it's still a wagon trail. Um, you notice that this road is more used ish. You found some connecting roads clearly on your way. You decided not to go down any of those connecting roads. You stayed into the main road. In those 3 days, you did find. I said you didn't find any more villages.
No more villages.
There was a couple of streams that you found on the way. Mostly more farmland. So that's interesting. But those three villages stick out in your brain like that was just weird compared to the last 3 days where there was like you saw farmhouses,
Yeah,
singular homes, but you didn't see a small village. So it's you're like I don't know if you're interested in finding out the backstory of those three villages or not. If you care to ask when you get to this thing, I don't know.
You really want to talk, don't you?
No, not really.
I do want to know because they're all abandoned. There's no bodies, no blood, no bones, no broken arrowheads, no signs of major violence beyond the damage caused. So it's either like everyone just got up and left immediately or something, but it's definitely odd.
So as you're going up the mountain, the hills, um, Ray, you see that there's a lot of places where ambushes could happen. So you're kind of leery of that. You're making special note in your brain about if you got ambushed, how would you like how would you handle that? Like defend yourself or whatever.
What I'm hearing is we're going to get ambushed.
You see where as the trail goes uphill, you see where there are small fortified walls that were built for defense. And you can see that it was used. You can see where in your brain you can see where arrows hit at different places. Again, old fortifications, not used today. So that's kind of interesting. You can see that. In your brain, you're trying to picture why would they have this? Like, what kind of world was this where they had at the bottom of a mountain these fortifications? Right along the road, and that they go around and they seem to like be almost seamless into the side of the mountain. So not a funnel, but like picture a wall that's only like waist high, but like here's the road, and picture like there might have been a gate, and these walls expand, and it looks like they go right into the walls, into the wall of the mountain, and they just almost seamlessly go right in. So when you're looking at it, you're like, did the wall grow from the mountain, or did the mountain grow from the wall? That's how seamless it is.
Would the belt give me any information on how that would be made?
It was not dwarven. Nearest you can tell is that a long time ago it was magicked.
Very interesting. So it's not natural.
Not natural at all the way it.
Or not natural construction.
Right, correct.
Magic.
Yeah. I'm going to let them know that whoever was making this, it was not manually constructed. This was a form of magic.
You look up and you can see it's going to be a couple of days travel up to the City of Runes. You go up a little bit more, you see where there's like flattened land, like they literally like made a plateau,
Yeah.
like leveled it, and it looked like on that first tier that you're seeing, it looked like they had like a marketplace, things like that. You can see that there's old wagons or old carts that have dilapidated, things like that. The road is conducive. It's not stairs. It's a legit road. And it apparently for the most part, it kind of like goes up at like if the mountain is like this, it's not going straight up to the top. It's kind of like kind of like that. Yeah. So and on not every turn or every straightaway or whatever is there a plateau, but on every turn you can see fortifications. So every bend is a fortification. Literally a fortification, and some of them even have a small tower. And if you look in, I mean, it's like looking into an old tower today, and you see like arrow slits and things like that. Okay. You can tell that the road is been used recently, like within the last month or so, but you don't see anybody on the road today. You travel the rest of the day like that, and really you don't see anybody. But every plateau, you come to a plateau around 5-6 o'clock in the afternoon if you want to stop for the evening.
Stopping on a plateau seems as reasonable as it could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. So on this plateau, while you guys are setting up camp, you're stretching your legs because whoosh, I'm done. You start. You do the donkey, take the pack off, things like that. And you see in the back on the one of the corners, you like a little cave.
Curiosity is so healthy for me in this.
How little?
You guys.
By little, do you mean cat-sized, person-sized, troll-sized?
I'm gonna be crawling in through a hole.
I'm gonna say the little cave is like maybe 4 feet high, maybe 3 feet wide, and it's almost perfectly circular.
You're the one that found it. Your call.
I got a duck to get in.
I'm not crawling in the 4-foot cave.
I'll poke my head in. At least anything with information.
What do you mean you poke your head in?
I'm like literally just kind of stick my head in and see if I see anything.
No, not really. No, it looks like might have been a tunnel for like air duct for like something going on inside, or something of that nature. That's what it looks like.
I'll go in a little bit. They have time.
Okay, so you
crouch
down and go in. Roll a dex check for me.
Thank God I have an 18 dex. I got a 14.
It would have been hilarious if that was another 19.
I would have flipped.
The problem is that he's not on his feet. He's on his hands and knees, so it's at a -5.
Oh,
18.
so then I did fail.
You did fail.
Yeah.
So you guys notice him at this entrance, and you see him going in. Ray sees him going in because you're preening and cleaning and praying, tenting. And
glamping.
All of a sudden you hear "Ah!" as he loses his grip and slides down this tunnel.
If I'm whipping around and seeing what's going on.
Okay.
My curiosity.
As you turn around real quick, you see his feet poof, down a tunnel. And you hear him, "Ah!"
So long as I don't land on my face, this might be kind of fun. It's like a slide.
It's kind of like a slide.
Involuntary slide.
You can turn around first. I mean, if you think
Yeah.
that way.
I would like to assume that I'm able to.
Roll
eat
dex
first.
check at a -2.
Okay, so 60. Nope.
Okay, no, you're
Face
face first. You slide down for.
Yeah, that's a 21.
You slide down for maybe about 100 feet, 110, 120 feet, and I mean it's not directly down. It's kind of like meandered. I mean you're not sliding very fast.
And it's not super vertical. I'd probably be able to climb back.
Potentially, but it's very slippery.
Oh, great.
That's the problem.
How else would you have slipped down
Correct.
a dirt or rock tunnel?
So, slip down, and when you land, you notice that it is in the cavern. You notice other like 4-foot tunnels going out of it, vent tubes kind of thing. But when you land, you also see a bunch of skeletons, bones.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Bad words I have to note.
Yeah.
I don't know if the mic picked them up, but
So, you hear him screaming, and you actually can
Plus
hear
crunch.
thud.
Do I land in
Are
it?
you kidding me?
I'd like to think I keep my voice down.
Oh no, you're like, are you kidding me? Remember, you just described yourself as the rowdy guy that drinks and does mushrooms. What are you guys gonna do?
I guess I'm going to get my rope and see if it can reach him in any way.
50-foot rope?
I think so. Yeah, well, you said it's 100 feet, so it can't reach him.
No.
Sonia, do you have rope?
I have my mountaineering equipment.
Do you have 50
Lower her
foot?
down with spikes.
Do you have 50 foot of rope as well?
We never specified, but I know I used at least some recently.
Yeah, she does have a 50-foot rope.
I have 50 foot of rope, and she has 50 foot of rope. If we tie them together and tie it off to the saddle of the mule, we should be able to pull him out.
Well, he's about 120 feet down.
Could he climb up the shaft any bit?
I don't know.
I can give it a shot.
You have to talk to him. You're not.
Just shout through the tunnel. So
Yeah,
attract
no,
whatever.
I'm going to yell down to him and say we're going to tie some rope together and try to pull you out.
That's great. No, there's a lot of bones here, bud.
Right, which is why we should probably get you out of there quickly.
So you tie the rope to the saddle. I'm assuming you're going to get the donkey as close to the hole as possible.
Without risking him slipping in, yeah.
Well, he's not going to be able to slip in.
A little small for the mule to fit.
Yeah. And then you tie the rope together.
Yeah.
So you throw the rope down, and you only go down about 90 feet.
Okay.
From it's 2 feet to tie the ropes together.
So you'd have to climb up about 30.
Yourself.
Yeah. They're going out of the hole to tie onto the saddle.
Yeah, I'd have to climb like 30 feet, which isn't necessarily the end of the world.
If you make your checks.
Yeah.
I'd say try at least a couple times because
I'm going to get in the entrance of the hole, and I'm going to kind of peek around. I'm curious what this cavern looks like. Is it beyond bones? Is there anything else interesting?
So you're going to ignore the escape route and
No,
go to.
I said I want to get in into the tunnel hole and kind of.
So you're going to ignore the escape route where they're talking to you, and you're going to go. There's several other 4-foot diameter holes.
No, I'm not checking the other holes. I'm going to get into the escape tunnel that I just came through.
Yeah.
And, if I see anything, I scramble my way back out. But
I'm not following you. So you're in a cavern.
Yeah.
You fell down this hole.
Yes.
They're talking to you through this hole.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to get back
into this hole.
Yes, standing in that and just kind of. Do I see anything else? If I see anything else, immediately trying to scoot
You
around.
are in a cavern. I described the cavern to
Yeah.
you and what you saw.
I saw bones.
Uh-huh.
Like scales.
If there were other things, I would have said that.
Okay.
But I said there were bones.
All right. If it's just bones, then goodbye, Mr. Bones.
All right. So
It sounds like no matter what would have happened, you were still going up. So why were you bothering to describe anything?
Because it changes if it's bones and feathers. Because it might be something we actually care about. It might be, oh, that's a purple worm. We're all going to die.
So roll your dexterity.
Okay. And still the minus.
Minus 5.
Minus 5. Okay. So 13. 2. We're doing good.
Okay, so you go up, you are managed to get a hold of the escape route.
I got the rope.
No, the rope is 10 feet up. You just managed to get your hands on without slipping off. It is very slick.
Oh, yippee.
Every foot that you go, you will be rolling.
Oh, God.
It is extremely slippery.
Oh, no. 30 rolls. We're going to be here all night. Okay. 2. That is 1 foot.
That's 2.
That is 3. That is the first one that says no.
You slip back down.
Okay. All the way out.
All the way out.
The ground.
All the way out.
This has got to be an Atlas's boulder situation.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
We make it. We make it. We don't make it.
You slip back down.
You still have.
That is a crit fail on that one. We're not even getting in the hole on that one. That is a 3.
Stop. You're not going to make 30 in a row. Just FYI.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Stop. All right, what was that, Ray?
So this isn't going to work.
Probably not.
I have no way to fashion together another 30 feet of rope unless I can make some out of something.
Nope, and I can get you the rope that I got.
I rolled 2 6-sided dice. I got double 6s. Rolled it again. I got double 5s. Rolled it again. I got double 4s.
That's pretty wild.
I'm like,
Collective entangled dice?
that. I'm just putting those aside because that just freaked me out. That was bizarre.
That's bizarre.
All right, so what are you guys going to do?
I do have an idea.
What's that?
If we added my tent, would that be enough? Or would it at least help?
Your tent is like 7 feet.
It would help.
Hey, you've already got a shredded tent. You could just make it into strips of canvas.
So that'd be another maybe 14 feet.
You have a 6-man tent.
I also have a shirt coat and a tunic.
I don't
So,
think we have to go that far.
so you're proposing to,
Try to use everything we have to lengthen the rope.
okay.
Because if you cut a 6-man tent, even if you cut every strip 6 inches across, and you are to like basically.
How much do you weigh?
I want to say I was only 150 pounds. I am, let's see, 5'5", 167 pounds.
Okay, let me do some calculations.
I was going to buy a new tent or repair it anyway, so.
Kind of why I mentioned it was partially broken.
The reason why I'm doing this, just to explain to you,
Yeah.
like anything else, the longer you
Stretch
it out, the tensile strength just goes dramatically lower.
Yeah.
Someone wrote something.
They said cheap viewers on. Oh, it's a spam bot.
You can make your 6-man tent into enough of a length to get 30 feet.
Okay. Is there a butt on the end of that?
Yep.
What's the butt?
The butt is if he can get onto it and can scramble up. The problem is 30 foot long of your canvas strips only can handle about 130 pounds at the end of the 30 feet. You know what I mean? So if he was only 20 feet, it would be no problem. He could handle his 160 pounds. But at 30 feet, he can only handle about 130.
Even if I'm bracing myself on the tunnel?
Can he use the canvas to pull himself up to
That's
the
what I'm
rope?
saying. It's his weight is the problem.
So what
Right.
if instead of using just his canvas tent, what if we added mine?
Yours isn't long enough.
Oh,
No, we used it
That's
for
what I'm saying.
reinforcement.
I already tried to figure it out if there was both your tents. It still wouldn't be able to have enough doubled up or whatever to get there.
Could it hold on long enough to get him up to the part where the rope
That's
is?
where the dice have to come into play.
like if we had the canvas at the bottom, that way there's less chance for it.
That's
less
where
distance for it to
it's.
break.
That's the. Doesn't matter whether the canvas is on the top or the bottom. It still has that pull.
If anything, it's worse to have it at the top, because then we lose the 100 feet of rope if it breaks at that end.
That's what I mean.
I assumed the canvas was at the bottom end, which would have been the best sense.
Yeah, that's the way I would think. And if I'm braced against it, using one hand on that and one hand on the tunnel, and I'm supporting it.
Okay. I just rolled a 99.
Okay.
You feel or hear noises coming up one of the tunnels.
Oh boy.
The sooner we get this done, the better. I want home.
I guess we're going to try it because we have no other solution. Send down the canvas and the rope.
Okay. So roll your dex.
Okay. Minus.
No minuses to start with.
Okay. So 18 less. That is a 9. We made that.
Okay, so what happened was you grabbed the canvas.
Yeah.
You're still standing on the ground.
Yeah.
But you were able to jump up, kind of like tippy-toed.
Yeah.
Grab the canvas, so your full weight isn't on it yet.
Yeah.
So every foot that you pull up, or they pull up, or whatever, I have to roll to see if it breaks. Okay. Now I'm gonna say that it's better for you guys that if you let him pull himself up.
Yeah.
So until he gets to the first 10 feet, mm-hmm. then the weight will be okay, and you guys can pull him up.
That's what I was expecting to happen.
So
I was also thinking if I'm pulling myself up with one hand and I'm sort of bracing against the tunnel, so my whole
slippery.
Yeah.
There's nothing to brace with.
Plus the -5.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're holding onto the canvas. Every foot you need to roll. Okay. So roll. And a strength check too.
And a
by the way.
strength check?
Yeah. Both.
So I'm making both every foot.
Yep.
Okay, so 18 and 16. 14, and an 8. That makes it for 1 foot.
Hold on. Okay, it didn't break.
Okay. 19, that doesn't make either.
So it breaks.
Oh, no.
How much of it breaks off? Only the bottom foot.
Well, cool, so only the foot that I've already used.
Right.
Do I lose the footing back to that start point?
Yeah, you're standing on the ground. Okay. You have one more round before something comes out of the hole.
Yep. It's gonna be something like super innocuous, or it's gonna be just instant death. There's no in between.
I have a feeling
It's gonna be a rat. It's gonna be a.
Yeah, it's the worm. It's the purple worm. 17 makes it for the dex check. And a 2 makes it for the strength check. We have got a foot.
Hold on, I gotta check, see if it breaks. It does not break.
We're doing things. 10, we made the first. 7, we made the second.
Oof, that was close. You're good.
We have made 2 feet of progress.
You only have a 5% chance of it breaking. I rolled a 94.
Gonna give me heart palpitations here.
We have rescue remedy.
I made the first one.
You didn't make your second?
No, I didn't.
All right, it did not break, but you slipped back 1 foot.
Okay. Okay.
How far?
We're back then.
He's up 2 feet. He's got 8 more to go.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. All right, so as you're up 3 feet, which is actually you're up 4 feet because the bottom foot had already broken, so you're in 4 feet.
Yeah.
You're only 5 feet tall. You can look down because you hear something down there, and yes, it is a purple worm.
We gotta go.
So keep going.
I gotta go. I tied,
That's good.
and I made it.
Tell me as soon as you get to the rope.
As soon as I'm on the rope, pull for your life. Okay, we made that one. We're at 6 feet.
That's 6 feet. You guys are good so far?
1, 2, we're good.
Good so far. It hasn't broken.
We're good. We're good.
That's 8 feet. You only have 2 feet to go.
Can he not reach, man?
I must.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say anything stupid, but I was gonna say.
Don't.
Okay, and I got a 1 on the second.
All right, go ahead. Last one. If you make it, you're at the 10 foot.
Okay, made that.
Okay, you're at the 10-foot section. You grab the 10-foot section. You say, "Oh,
Run!
oh, for your life!"
Yes. I don't care if you drop that donkey off a cliff. Oh.
Have you ever been more glad for low rolls in your life?
No, not really.
I'm gonna smack the mule on the ass so he runs, and I'm gonna pull as he runs.
Sounds like a terrible idea, but
He flies right out of that tunnel.
Superman. Draw weapons, because it's after me, and it's a purple worm.
Well, we don't know if it's gonna follow.
It was following.
No, it wasn't.
I thought you said it was up behind me, and that's why I was able to see it.
I said you looked behind you and you saw the purple. You saw that it came out of the hole, and it was a purple worm. Didn't say it was attacking you.
Well, small blessing. I thought it was much worse. This thing was like feet behind me. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, you were 4 feet up the tunnel, so it was basically feet behind you.
Well, no, he didn't ask how big the tunnel was, how big the cavern was.
True.
Cavern was like 50 feet around, and it was just coming into the other end of the cavern, so it was still at least 50 feet away when he saw it. Doesn't mean that it saw you.
And it fits through these tunnels?
If you fell again,
It's a baby one.
We could kill it! It is a purple worm for the list!
The tunnel you fell into was only 4 feet high.
I don't know if we're gonna have a better chance. Do we want to kill the baby?
Okay, here's the other thing. The tunnel is slippery. If we go down there, how will we get back up?
Did it once.
We just barely saved your ass because you fell. We're not going back. We sacrificed both of our tents. Noble and a paladin. For you.
Only
your tank got sacrificed.
They already damaged one you plan on replacing.
I thought you said we had to use both to reinforce. No.
No, I said that if she did hers, it wouldn't reach far enough. It wouldn't reinforce enough for it to make a difference.
Okay. Well, I sacrificed my tent for you, cousin. You can buy my next one.
Wow.
You're really slimy. You need to clean your armor again.
How disgusting is the rope?
It's pretty disgusting.
I guess.
So like, let's just say this is slime from the that excretes from the purple mucus that excretes from the purple worm, which is why it's so slippery.
Mhm.
Not quite high fish level, I assume.
No. So is the rope serviceable if you clean it? It's just slime. You know.
I was gonna clean my rope as soon as I got him up and the mule situated.
Yeah.
It is silk rope, so hopefully it does better.
Okay.
Well, it's better than hemp rope.
It's still slimy.
That's fair. Well, I'm gonna clean it though.
All right.
I have myself.
As do I.
It only takes an hour to clean your rope.
Beautiful.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about him?
I'm kind of just. Yeah.
You had to fall down the slope. Oh.
Yeah, mucus comes right up when you.
It did, actually.
It's all over the place. It takes you like 3 hours to get most of the mucus off of your body.
Hell.
Yes, please. I
Yeah,
would love some
that
mullet
would be-
tea.
Awesome.
Thanks for reminding me about mucus coming up.
So, yeah, it takes you about 3 hours to their 1 hour to clean their rope. You're like, you shucked your leather off.
Yes.
Everything is off. You're basically walking around in your breeches. It's kind of cool. Cool out.
Yeah, it's
so it's chilly. You take your other clothes out of your pack and redress while you clean.
Well, scrubbing.
Yeah. So that's how that works.
I'm going to inform them that is a purple worm den, and it was coming to visit. I will say, it seems remarkably small.
Maybe not stick your head in random holes now.
Would you like to find your own mugs?
Thank you.
Thank you. So, purple worm happened, and you had an opportunity to kill a purple worm, and you decided not to take it. Pointing that out.
I'm pointing out that we could easily go back. We do have the ropes and everything. It is a juvenile.
It's not a. Look at Dawn's face right now. It explains exactly what I'm mentally going through with what you just said.
So you just said we could do. I'm like,
you said it was a juvenile.
What? Like, are you insane?
Do you know how much of a risk we took just getting you out? If we all went down there, we would have been screwed.
Not only would there have been no one to pull us up, there's also that, hey, let's roll 10 times to see if we can make it to the safe portion of the rope.
And
I also have rope.
Double that for how many times the canvas could break.
As I said, I also have rope, so we could have made a rope long enough once I actually made it back.
We would also have to make sure the mule didn't go anywhere. And we'd still have to roll to continue to go up. Because we can't just slap the mule on the butt to make it run away when we're not there.
If the two of you really want to go back down into the slimy hole, I'll pull you up.
Yeah, you're telling the paladin notorious for cleaning to go into the nastiest hole we've seen so far.
Right, but you guys are also both barely 5 feet tall. I am 6'2".
I'm 5'4". I am higher than 5 foot.
So what I'm hearing is that you want to toboggan your way down on your magical chest plate and go kill the worm on your own.
No, I'm not going anywhere near it. I'm not going in a 4-foot hole. You guys have fun.
I love causing dissension amongst you guys. I freaking love it.
So
But
if
we
y'all
got a
want to go
boss.
kill it, I will lower you down, but I'm not going down there. I think it's best we leave it alone. We can kill a lot of other things besides the baby purple worm. On top of that, it was a den. So how many purple worms were down there? What if the daddy was down there? Could have been really bad.
Long enough to see if there were big holes. And the fact that it's a cavern probably means that there's a bigger hole. Fine.
I'm so sorry I hit you with some logic. Now stop sticking your face in slimy holes.
Dark, mysterious holes are fun.
Until
And
I
then when
get
you're
you
in town.
So now that you decide not to go down the hole, what you could have done was one of you could have taken off your chest plate or your shield and put your shield down and used your shield as a plow and cleaned the slime off the bottom of the tunnel
As we worked our way down.
as you went down.
I don't know if that would get all of it.
Enough that you wouldn't slide, and you could have walked back up or crawled on your hands and knees back up. Just saying, that's another way to handle that conundrum.
The current generation is not as smart as you.
Okay?
Or creative, or whatever you want to say.
Right?
I have no desire.
All I've been doing is giving you conundrum after conundrum after conundrum tonight. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The wall was one. The weird empty villages was one. You know, the mystery of the book and the game of Clue that we just played because it was Colonel Mustard in the bedroom with the.
He's
the
trying to make us.
actually dangerous.
He's trying to make us think.
It was a baby purple worm, and it's like one of the worst enemies normally.
Was it dangerous? Yes.
Oh yeah, we probably still would have had some.
Probably aside from the vampire, is probably the most dangerous thing that I have for them to fight.
Dog. Ferret.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Constant breeding. Aloof dog. That I'm just kind of here. And trouble.
Ferrets are the ones that will actually go out of the way to look like they have a seizure in order to catch rabbits, too. I believe. And you've been catching a lot of rabbits.
They are a form of weasel, so yeah, that makes
You
a lot of
notice he
sense.
does catch a lot of rabbits when he's going hunting, yeah.
That.
Yeah.
They're attracted
Rabbits
to
a
you.
year.
No, more rabbits.
Mostly rabbits.
Yeah, mostly rabbits.
Well, it's also portion control. I don't have to carry around a ton of weight.
That's
It's
kind of
not
why I do
wasteful.
that.
It's not super wasteful.
That's kind of why I do that. That's amazing. I think of things like that.
Well, I also don't want to take more than I can use.
That's fair.
I'm not trying to be wasteful, nor do I need to carry around an extra 100 pounds of weight.
You're not, the donkey is. All right, so you avoided that encounter.
Wait.
So there we go. First watch is Sonya. Let me see if you have an encounter.
I wonder if falling in its nest and leaving scent tails is going to
No.
color it.
Nothing. Second, are you going to do anything to antagonize the purple worm?
I probably shouldn't. They'll be upset.
Bother the worm.
Oof.
It didn't matter.
Because if you were going to antagonize it, it would come up.
That would have been so friggin' funny.
I rolled a 96.
Oh yeah, we would have had visitors.
You would have had a visitor if you were going to antagonize it.
Please don't, cousin.
All right, he's not antagonizing it. Next one. Your shift.
Like,
Nope. Nothing comes in to bother you guys. Only if you went back down.
Yeah.
And you still have the same problem.
Yeah. And it gets better because we don't know how many.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's one.
It's not one.
It's not one.
that many vent holes.
That could have been one. With that, where do you think they got to go? They got to go in different parts of the mountain. All right. So now you kind of figure out. You're kind of thinking to yourself, if there are purple worms here, that's probably why there's no one on these battle mountains.
Solid logic. Stay here, snack for worms.
Next morning, he has food ready for you. You eat, you do a little preening, you do an extra brush on your hair.
You are a cat.
You have no idea.
Yep. And then we have the noble hound and
Yep.
the brain dead ferret that decides that exploration.
See myself more as a German Shepherd
A noble hound.
or a wolf dog.
Again,
No.
noble hound.
Mm,
I don't see you as a wolf dog. I could see you as a German Shepherd,
Yeah, it makes more sense.
which is a very noble breed.
Very smart
Yeah.
military dog.
Yeah,
well, it was originally as a shepherd.
it was literally
It was just commandeered for
Yeah.
that stuff.
Follow orders.
The sheep
And able to think for itself.
and inflict massive damage.
Yes.
Fend off the wolves.
I don't even know what kind of dog I'd be, or what kind of. No, I don't want to know.
There's
V.
way too many kinds.
Saint Bernard, Newfoundland.
I'm thinking pug.
No! Extremely loyal, caring, and they're notorious for helping people.
Yes, but we're also talking about the choir boys at Moonlight as a
They're
assassin thief.
They're also notorious for killing entire packs of wolves on their own.
Yeah.
And rescuing people on mountains and stuff.
All right, so you guys are heading back up. Again, you don't really. The next half day, starting a light sprinkle, nothing really major. But when you get up to that, about a half day, you notice that there are abodes on the plateau where someone is actually living on.
Oh, cool. We've reached civilization.
They're empty. There recently been people recently in it, like when you can tell it's like there's fresh flowers, that you can smell bread cooking. So there's actual some life.
We've reached civilization.
Yeah, you go another kind of thing like that, like another S, and on that next plateau, there's even more. Except you actually see some kids playing, and they stop and look at you as you walk by. They no.
Something is very wrong.
Yes,
That's the key.
Very helpful.
it is wet.
Good to know. Glad it's wet.
It's been raining. Of course it's
I would
wet.
hope it's wet. Dry tea sounds terrible.
It's a bit chewy. So you go up to the next tier, and there's more people. There are actually some families that are living there. The tier, and you notice that as you get up higher, the plateaus are wider, almost like they're cut or they cut more of the mountain off to make it longer.
Welcome to Machu Picchu, folks.
Sounds like we're walking up the city of Gondor.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that.
I understand his reference better.
But when I say wider, I'm not talking 6 or 7 feet. I'm talking like 20, 30 feet wide.
Yeah.
Not hundreds of feet.
How big do you think the mountain is?
Yeah.
The last couple mountains he's given us have been like, oh my god, like, here's Mount Everest, have fun.
That's on the map.
That was like where it was like, desert.
What's that to do with it?
You guys are going up. You smell more cooking. It's getting about that time.
I enjoy your
Noontime-ish.
cooking and all. Fresh bread.
Yeah, it's fresh bread. You keep on going up. You go to the next tier, and by the time you get there, somebody is there to greet you, or should I say, somebody is standing in the way of you proceeding up the mountain.
Hello.
This gentleman, I use the term loosely, is looks like a beggar. He's got a bow staff. His clothes are ratty. I say bow staff like a quarterstaff kind of thing. And his clothes are ratty.
A thick wooden pole.
A thick wooden pole. And he's just standing in the street. Out, like if you this way is a plateau, he's here on the beginning of the next turn.
Yeah.
And obviously you could tell that as you were going up and when you started seeing civilization, the fortifications were better.
Yeah.
Okay. And the higher you go, the better the fortifications seem to be in use, things like that.
So he's at one of these fortification spots?
Kinda, yeah.
Like in the gateway?
Yep, and he's by himself and he just looks like a beggar.
He's not a beggar. I don't care how he's dressed. That guy is in the way for a reason. Sorry.
Yeah, perfect place to beg.
Yeah.
You can't pass without causing making a pole.
And Ray, you were like, what?
Say hello.
And he just looked at you and he goes, hello.
We're trying to proceed to the city.
What is your reason to come to my city?
Trade, buy goods, restock, replenish.
And what name should I put down?
Blackstone.
Blackstone. What about you, Paladin? Dell. And you, Ranger? Elwyn. Thank you. Have a great day. And he steps aside.
We go.
You guys go up to the next
It's
tier.
literally just a doorman. Oh my god.
You were right, he wasn't a beggar.
You guys go up to the next tier, and you see it's almost like a complete village up there on that tier. Also, the tier is like, he was saying, like 100 feet, but you see a lot of ruins, a lot of ruined areas as well. You've been noticing that as well. The higher you're getting, the more people are living. The fortifications are looking newer, but the buildings and everything are looking like it's been around for a really long time, and they haven't taken the time to repair it.
As we're going through,
He doesn't want your copper. Nice try. He just looks at you like, excuse me, like a snob.
You're really trying to get rid of your pocket change.
I'm trying to be polite. I mean, he's doing a good job.
How do you know?
Doing the job better than, half the people.
How do you know?
There.
How do you know he's doing a job at all? He could have just been some ruffian, just some guy, random guy. You don't know.
You didn't exactly make notes.
Did he give you his name? Nope.
We also could have just given him.
The mafia knows we're here.
We could have just given him information for where to attack us next. Who knows?
Yeah, fine.
So you guys go up to the next tier, and again, the plateau is much bigger. You can notice that it's like a small villages up there. It's got several hovels, several like mountain hovels. You notice at this level that some of the homes that are next to the next tier going up, the next fortification, is built in the wall.
Okay.
Like there's like 2 doorways that are like in the mountain itself. All the rest are on the outside. You guys continue?
That's the best mode.
Okay. It's now close to like 2 in the afternoon. You get to the kind of like the next tier, and what you see blows your mind because it looks like the top of the mountain is just sheared off. And what you see is like this huge wall, fortification kind of thing, castle, to make lack of any better word, like Hogwarts. Just this massive, massive wall that just extends around. You can hear all kinds of, on the inside, but you also see, before you get there, you see just this place is full of ruins, like ruined buildings. There is a gate, and at the gate is a guy, looks like a beggar, holding a quarterstaff.
Monks. Beggars, monks, like a habit, like a brown. Oh, stupid, I didn't gather that sooner.
He's holding a quarterstaff, and he's standing there at the gate.
Whoa.
Hi. Can I help you guys? Can I direct you in any way?
We'd like to make entrance into the city.
Why would you come to my city?
Restocking and resupplies, at least on my end.
We're looking to purchase supplies and
spending
replenish
money?
the rest of our. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Paladin, it's so nice to see you. Tyr, I assume, correct?
Yes.
That is so nice to see you. We have not had a paladin of Tyr on our mountain in a long, long time. May I direct you to the Order of Tyr?
Please.
And he doesn't take her. Just follow me. And he just kind of ignores you guys. And he turns around and he walks in, and like you guys like go to turn to follow, and as you go in, there's so many people, it's like she disappears. Like
Really?
right in the crowd.
You know,
I guess I'm ignoring what happens with you guys for a while.
as shiny as she is and everything, you'd think she'd be easier to follow.
There's just too many people.
I know.
I'm only 5'4".
That's the problem.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is these are regular, normal humans that are 5'9", 5'8", 6 feet. They're all different sizes. Then used to notice that there are also different races.
Yeah.
There are elves there. There are dwarfs there. There are
Everything is shorter than a human.
there are humans there.
Except maybe a half-orc.
Tons of humans. There are half-orcs there. There's all kinds of different races that are humanoid. That are milling around. There's a big marketplace. You guys will walk right into this massive marketplace.
Well, first things first, I think we should find a shop dealing in. Do you want to do magical items first? For the potions?
Let's see if we can get our quarterstaff and a trident checked out, and then we should get our gems evaluated, and then the statues.
We've still got 2 potions and a scroll, too. That's all magic items.
Yeah, then we'll...
the scroll in theory, but the potions still count as magic items, too. And knowing what they
You're looking for a magic shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You asked for directions. There's happen to be a monk. Now that you've acknowledged what they are.
It took me about...
You see, now that you know that they're monks, you see monks everywhere. It's like everywhere you... Yeah. So you see tons and tons of monks. Mm-hmm. All the plateaus, all the... Yeah. Because praying. Yeah.
Even the smaller villages, it makes sense that you have benediction stops on the road.
Mm-hmm. So, you stop a monk. You say, "Hey, we're looking for a magic shop. Do you have any?" And the monk's like, "Absolutely. Do you want low end or high end?"
High end.
Information on both would be appreciated, and I think we'll start with the lower.
I'll bring you to one of them. Do you want low end or high end? Because my time is very valuable.
High end.
Let's go higher end, yeah.
Very good. I will bring you to the high end magic shop. He turns around, starts walking away. You guys are following. You're noticing that you're having a hard time keeping up with him, mostly because the oxygen is a lot lower.
Oh yeah.
So, and you have your donkey,
Like Mile High.
and your donkey's not going very fast. And he goes down. You're following him pretty good. You see him. He's getting ahead of you. But he takes like a left, a right, keeps on going, takes on a left, a right. You totally.
You're in the maze.
You're in the maze. And he finally stops. You catch up, and he says, "Right here."
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with your donkey? There's
Is
no
there a hitching post?
No.
One at a time.
One of the things you notice is that there are no large animals here. There are cats, dogs, birds like chickens. There's free range animals like that, but there are no goats. There are no horses. There are nothing of that. Their lung capacity just can't handle it.
All right. You hold on.
Your donkey's not doing well.
You hang out with the donkey. I'll take the weapons inside and the potions to get looked at.
Weapons, potions, scroll.
Yeah.
Now I got to figure out where I put all that, didn't I? Thanks.
You should have seen this coming.
I got it right here.
Nice.
I did see it coming.
Good.
So there.
Imagine how much time I would have had to cut out just you looking for people.
All right. So you walk in, and you are greeted by a female elf. May I help you?
Hello. I acquired these items on my journeys. They seem to have magic on them, and I'd like to see if I can get them identified.
Would you hand her one at a time? Because clearly handing 8 or 9 things at a time would be rude.
I'm going to place the staff on the counter.
The staff. So she looks at the staff. She does a couple of things and waves her hand. She goes, "Yes, this is a magic staff. What would you like to do with it?"
Could you tell me what the enchantments are, what it's worth?
I'd have to have it for a day to tell you what the enchantments are, per se.
Okay.
I can tell you what I believe it's worth.
Yes. I would like to know what you believe it's worth.
I believe it's worth about 1,000 platinum.
1,000 what? Sorry, you cut
Platinum.
out. Platinum. Would you purchase it for 1,000 platinum?
No.
Would you purchase it at all, or is there somewhere I can sell it in town?
Well, we only deal in high-end stuff.
Mhm.
So, there's another maid shop at the other side that might be interested in purchasing it.
Okay. Well, what about this trident then?
She looks at the trident and says, "Yes, this is also magical. I might be interested in purchasing this. I can probably give you about 450 platinum."
Okay. I'll go ahead and sell the trident.
Okay, so 450 platinum. No, it's a trident of submission.
Interesting. Not sure.
None of us are efficient in trident. Anyway.
No.
So
That would do what for some trident of submission? I'm not sure I've heard of something like that before. That is supposed to be treated. What would it do?
Well, I'd have to get the book out and read it to you, but and I'm not interested in doing that.
That's fair.
I then show her the 2 potions and the scroll.
Okay, she looks at the potion, and she looks at it. She dips her finger in, puts it on her tongue. I would definitely buy this one. I'll give you 100 gold for it.
Can you tell me what it is?
If I told you what it is, you might not sell it.
This is true, but I'd also like to know what it is.
Would you like to pay me to find out what it is?
What do you want me to pay you?
I charge 100 gold per look at, and so far you owe me 200 gold.
You didn't tell me that.
You didn't ask. This is a high-end maid shop.
Her time is valuable.
200 gold would be
You just got how much platinum?
450.
450, yeah. So I'm
Which,
not worried about it.
no.
So
So far you're at 200 gold. If you,
Alright.
I'm sorry, 300 gold because you asked. Nope, she didn't cast anything on the potion, just the staff and the trident.
Sure. Let me know what the potions are.
Okay, so for 100 gold, what did I say it was?
You hadn't said
Yeah, to find out what things are is a lot more.
Okay.
If you want to sell the potion, I said I'd buy it for 100 gold. If you want to know what it is, it'll cost you 150 gold. No, to find out what it is. That means I have to cast a spell that costs me Constitution points
150 gold, yes, please.
to find out what it is. So you're at 350 gold.
Yeah.
It is a potion of giant control.
I will be keeping that.
See, that's why I didn't want to tell you.
Can you tell me what it does, or does that cost extra as well?
That would cost extra.
I think the name is somewhat self-explanatory.
There are a lot of different giants. Which giant does it control?
Right, but do I have to drink it, or would I have to?
Yes, whoever drinks it can control the giant for a short duration.
All right, I'm going to keep this one.
Okay.
And the other one, please. I'd like to know what this one is. That's another 150 gold.
So we owe her 300.
500 so far. This is a potion of delusion.
Is it worth anything to you?
No.
All right. So 500 gold?
So far.
So that would be 100 platinum. So we would get 350 out of the 450 for the trident.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and do that. And
what about the scroll?
I'm going to show her the scroll as well and ask her what that is. How much for that?
She looks at the scroll, and are you going to pay to have her tell you what it is? Or
yes.
Okay. The
How
scroll,
much?
that's another 150 because she has to cast that spell. So you're at 650 gold. And she says it's a scroll of spells. There are 7 spells on the scroll. If you want to know what each spell is, it'll cost you 1,000 gold per.
Is it worth anything to you as it sits?
As it sits, yeah, I could purchase it.
For how much?
1,000 gold.
I will.
I think we'd be safer holding that.
None of us are spell users, and none of us are going to be spell users. I don't see a point in saving it. Plus, you're not in there with me. I will sell the scrolls. The scroll.
Okay, so you owe me 1,600 and... No, I'm sorry. I just gave you 1,000 gold for that. No, yeah, 1,000 gold. So I'm actually going to give you 350 gold because you owe me 650.
That's fine.
All right. That means we keep all 450 platinum.
Yep. And I'm about to bring that out to him and split in exchange anyway.
And 300 gold.
What do you have for sale? Do you have potions here for sale?
I don't really deal with potions per se. That's like a cleric's or apothecary.
Do you know where that would be in relation to here?
Well, we don't have clerics here.
Okay. Do you have an apothecary?
No.
Do you have any sort of healing?
No, we're magic people.
Okay.
We don't really do healing. We kill things before we get hurt. That kind of thing.
Well, that's going to be fun. Now I can't replenish my health items. I guess that's everything that we needed checked out magic-wise. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, come back anytime.
Before I go, I just figured I'd ask, do you have any weapons for sale?
For sale, I do.
What do you have?
I have several staffs for sale. I have a couple of daggers, and I think I might have maybe a short sword in the back room. I don't know. It's been a while.
All set then. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right. I go back out to the street with him. I give him, let's see, I'm going to give him 100 gold, set aside 100 for the paladin, and then keep 100 for myself.
I just threw it all into the group pool for the short term, if that's easier.
That's fine. So I have that, and I'm also going to
No more tridents.
split the platinum as
No more
well.
scroll.
450, what's that by 3? I'm going to take my 150 platinum and then put the rest in with his pool.
The pool is for all three. So
Yeah.
if you take your 150 out and then put all the money together, then you're going to get a third of their
100.
share.
Well, I'm saying that as I already took my share, but then they haven't taken theirs yet.
I was leaving it all in one place until the paladin.
All right, so let me ask you a question: do you have a pool of money that you are looking to separate?
Yeah, it's currently everything that the whole party had because I made the note for the 450 and added the 300. If you want to just take your 150 platinum and your 100 gold,
but my point is that what do you have written down for gold and platinum?
Minus what he just brought in.
What do you have written down for gold and platinum?
450 platinum and 5,300 gold.
So the 450 platinum you had already.
Yeah, I already wrote it into the full pool.
No, that's what the 450 we got.
No, that's the.
I'm asking you, did you have platinum before today?
No.
Okay, so you had the gold
Yeah.
today. Okay, so the platinum, he's saying he's taking his 150 platinum.
Sure.
There's 300 platinum left that's going to be shared between you and her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
Okay, so.
Yes.
If that's the case, I'll just take the 150 and I'll give her.
And the gold, he's giving you 100. He's going to hold on to the 100 for the paladin, and he's holding on to his own 100.
Sure, we can do it that way. You want to hold on to her 150 platinum as well and just give it all at once?
Yeah, I figured we would just put her share aside.
Okay. So, are you going to go to the other maid shop to get rid of the staff?
Yes.
And the other potion?
Seems like
I'm gonna keep the potion of giant control. I think that could be useful. I'll probably give it to the paladin, because she gets plus against those creatures anyway. I'm kind of mad we're not going to be able to buy healing here.
And you also have a potion of delusion that you could possibly try to sell.
Right.
And he has a girdle of dwarven kind if you want to sell it.
And I don't think it's really.
We'll go to the lower end magic shop.
Okay, you pass a passing monk. Brings you right to the shop. By this time, your donkey is breathing extremely heavy. He is not looking good. His mouth is all open. His tongue's hanging out. He looks like he's about ready to have a cardiac arrest.
I asked the monk if there's anywhere I can house my mule.
That was going to be.
We don't have any kind of. I mean, we don't have any kind of facilities for large animals.
Do you have any open space where I can set up my tent and tie him down and
Just
let him sit?
Outside the walls.
Okay.
You know, when you first entered, there was that big area where there was a lot of dilapidated buildings and stuff. There are people living there, but I suppose, I mean, if you're nice and you ask politely to the people living in their areas, you could leave your donkey in, in the open, I guess. Unless, like you said, you want to set up your tent, put the donkey in the tent. Is that what you said?
Well, no. If I wasn't gonna just leave him somewhere. I was gonna set up camp and stay with my pack animal,
Okay.
like outside the walls. Just set up somewhere where he can lay down, because obviously he can't lay down anywhere in the city.
Right.
There's no room.
Again, outside the wall.
Okay.
There's places, plateau that's pretty open.
If you want to go out and rest, I can just go in and out and try to get the rest of this sold and dealt with, so you can take care of him.
The two things we have to do is we have to offload this 5,000 gold, either by converting it or otherwise. But I want to see what what we can sell the staff and the potions for.
Yeah.
I'll go into the other low end magic shop.
Are you gonna take care of your donkey first?
I guess I'm stuck outside again, unless you want me to go.
No. All right. So you go into the low end shop. It's a male human, and he's like, "Hey, can I help you?"
Yeah, I had this staff looked at, and I was wondering if it was something you'd be willing to purchase.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. What would you like me to do with it? It looks like a piece of wood to me. Do you want me to cast spells? Is that?
I had it evaluated at another magic shop, but she didn't want to purchase it. Is this something you'd be willing to purchase?
I don't know. I'd have to cast a spell to see if it's something I would want to purchase.
Okay, how much would that cost?
200 gold.
You charge more than she does.
Not my problem.
All right. Well, I also have this potion of delusion. Is that something you'd be willing to purchase?
Definitely not.
No?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I can find some use for that. I'll give you 50 gold for it.
100 gold.
No. It's a cursed item. I'm not buying a cursed item for 100 gold.
All right. I'll do it for 50 gold.
All right. He gives you 50 gold. He takes the potion, and he kind of like does this. Puts it on the counter.
Gingerly lowers it. Cool. Knocks out the potions.
I guess, what do you have for sale here?
He looks around and he says, well, I've got, this ring here. I've got, well, you see these flowers? They can do wonderful things. Watch. And he says a word, and they start sprouting out, and like butterflies start coming out of it and stuff like that. And he says, that's pretty cool. You want that?
No, not exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry. Well,
looks around.
Thank you.
How about this? And he pulls out his box, and he goes, this is really cool. And he waves his hand, and the corners start coming out in the long things, and he puts it down, and it starts walking around on the counter. He goes, you want that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got other things I can show you if you'd like.
Sure.
This is low-end magic stuff.
It sounds like this is like the corner magician who's trying to do card tricks to sell you.
Pretty much.
When you put low end, I'm thinking like +1 is the best you're gonna find in there. No, this is like useless item that shoots flowers.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Useless
God.
is debatable. We're talking about this guy over here.
Nothing is useless. I mean, you want to impress your love. You have a bouquet of flowers that sprout out things.
It can also be a distraction.
That's correct. I mean, nothing is quite useless unless you deem it useless. That means you're not imaginative enough to figure out how to use it.
Like most video game programmers.
Walking box.
If that's all, then I'll leave that magic shop and see if they have a bank system.
They do.
I'd like to trade in not trade in, but I'd like to convert the 5,000 gold to platinum.
1,000 platinum.
Okay, easy peasy.
Okay.
That'd be 330 a piece, roughly.
It is going to cost you, though, 200 gold to do the transfer.
Okay, so 4,800 gold.
Yeah.
Divided by 5.
Divided by 5? Oh, yeah. Well, 45.
So it's
900.
Because it's 5 to 1, right, for gold to platinum?
Yeah.
So it'd be 960 platinum.
Which is
divided by
320 a piece. I did math. 320 a piece.
That maths up nicely. So you guys take your share. I set aside the paladin's money until we find her. I give him his share.
Cool. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this much money in one place. Also, while we're playing around with all that, did you want to add the 5 unappraised gems to her pool for when we meet up with her again and add each of ours?
The 15 gems?
Yep, it splits evenly into 5 per person before they're evaluated. That way there's no arguments.
If you want to do it that way, that's fine.
I think it's the easiest and fairest way.
After we offload the weight from the donkey, I want to go set him up outside the walls somewhere he can rest.
Cool. So that handles all of the money. The only things left are the quarterstaff and the 2 small statues. So if you want to pass those over to me, I'll wander around and see about getting those offloaded.
Yeah, you go do that. I will. I'll get my tent set up outside the walls and set the donkey up with some feed. And are there any trees, or is it bushes, or is it all flat land?
Nothing grows up that high, bud. If it's running out of oxygen.
Can I use one of the tent stakes? Oh wait, no, I don't have my tent anymore. I have to buy one. I cut that up.
We have the cloth, and you would still have your stakes and your poles. You just don't have the cover.
Well, no, we had to shred it, didn't we? To cut it up to make the rope.
Only the cover.
What?
Only the cover would be used to the tent covering the canvas. He didn't waste the stakes and the poles to make the rope to get me.
I'm gonna set out some water and some feed for him, and I'm gonna use one of the tent stakes and some rope to tie him down outside the walls.
Yeah, if you want to sit and watch the stoof for a bit.
Okay, so when you go outside the walls, you start to set up your tent, and someone comes over to you and says, "You can't do that here. We live here. You can't put your beast in next to us. It's just disgusting. You got to go over there.
Where would you recommend I go?
Over there where there is no one living."
All right, well, I guess I'll move along.
Okay, so you move along to over there, and ground is really rocky. It's not flat. It's very difficult for you to set up your tent. You do it, but it's not necessarily...
Not a tent.
Yeah. Oh, no, you don't have the tent.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know that. I'm just looking for somewhere where I can set him down so I can go buy a tent.
Yeah, you can do that there. You have to, probably... You're not going to pound the stakes into rock, but you can certainly tie him off to a boulder or two.
Yeah, I'm going to tie him off with some food and some water.
You're going to take all the stuff off of him too?
Yeah, because he's not carrying anything really important anymore. So I'm going to take off all of his his saddle, tack and bridle, and all that, and let him rest there. I'm going to go back into town and get the gems evaluated. Now, did you want to do it? Did you want to evaluate them separately, or did you just want to get all of them evaluated and then split it, the 5 each?
Divvy it before they're evaluated. It makes it fair enough to everyone, and it's easy. Because then there's no arguments about, well, this one's worth this one's worth that. It's easier that way.
All right, so we each get 5, and I'd like to get those evaluated.
Okay, so who's going to get who wants the first 5? We want to go in order? John?
Sure. That'll work.
Okay.
I currently have 7 because I had 2 that were in my inventory from last.
Okay, so 20. I already have them evaluated.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Sorry.
Ready?
Yep.
20, 200, 250, 110, 1,000, 16, 2,000. Who's got the next 5?
I'll take it.
60, 60, 20, 25, and 50.
Damn.
Sonia, you have the last 5.
We're gonna write this down.
Yeah. 110, 30, 90, 80, 20.
You went too fast. I'm at 90.
80, and 20.
I'm going to sell off all of mine for 205 gold for. I'm going to get platinum instead, so what is that? It's about 40 platinum. If I sell off all of mine.
So you're going to be carrying all this platinum on you? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think it's not a whole lot.
I'm gonna have to start getting rid of some of these lower end gems. I'm getting quite a bit, and they're gonna get to be a good size amount.
Gems are a lot easier and lighter than money.
Or I'll try to trade them up to a larger.
I mean, how about this? If you took all the gems that you have and got them all traded into gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
You wouldn't be able to carry them all.
Oh, I was gonna say trade them up to like a higher.
Even platinum after like 300-400 platinum, it's like, okay, now it's how many bags you got it in, because
I'm saying like
that's really heavy.
I'm saying like combine these instead of having 30 that are 10 value.
It's not that it's not that it's weight you down, but it's bulk. It's really bulky.
Yeah. I was saying like instead of having like 6 or 10 gems that are worth 10, combine them up to like a couple of that are worth 100 this, 500 that, instead of, because I have them all written down and then a value at the bottom for exactly how much.
Okay.
And if I cross off the first line, I can say, well, this one was even after the trade-in value coming down.
I was actually about to ask and consider converting some of mine into gems if they had any gems for sale.
They certainly do have gems for sale because gems are good for magical things.
Do they have any worth 1,000 gold?
Oh, hundreds of them.
How much would they sell it to me for?
Well, you're just doing a fair trade. 1,000 gold for a gem that's worth 1,000.
Yeah.
So they probably sell it to you for about, because they got to make a profit. I'm gonna go. I'll sell you 1,000 gold gem for 1,200.
All right.
Only a 20% markup. That's not
bad.
I just need to see. They're what? Sorry.
They're not out to.
make a killing.
Make a killing. They have a very good living up here. You haven't even looked at all the systems that they got.
I have no clue. I guess staying with the donkey again, or the mule, since you don't want to leave animal.
You don't even know what the donkey is.
He came out of the other shop and we went back.
Oh, you watched him leave the donkey there? I thought you went in and got your gems appraised and what else? There was something else you did. You said that while you're going to take care of the donkey, I'm going to go in and take care of these other spells.
Expecting him to stay with the animal, but if he's not, then I guess one of us has to stay with the animal.
You don't know where the animal is. You don't know where he is.
Right.
You guys all separated.
All right.
Guess the mule's alone.
The mule is alone. The only person who knows where he is Ray.
And all the people.
Yeah,
yeah.
You. He brings you to the temple. When you get there, you notice that there are some paladins of your faith there. There are mostly clerics. They usher you in and bring you to like the head honcho. And the head honcho says, Del, correct?
Yes.
We've heard good things about you. Tyr is very, very happy with you. Very, very excited. He's thinking that you're going to be one of his, when you get higher in the religion, he's thinking that you're going to be his main teacher of martial stuff, as well as not that you would take the place of a cleric, but to teach spirituality to the rest of the paladins. You'd be the head of the paladin sect of Tyr. At some point. No pressure. Should you survive.
Responsibility?
It is technically a religion.
Mm-hmm. And they have heads of different sects. They have to. A pope has bishops.
You would be like an archbishop for one sect.
No, she would be like the pope of all the paladins. There is like a pope or a head guy of all the clerics. Because of the way she's handling her being a paladin and how she's working her way up, Tyr is very happy with her. The other paladins that are there are older than her and aren't even as high level as she is. One, they don't adventure like she does, and two, they don't do the prayers like she does. They don't offer all the stuff that she does. They don't do all the things that she has done. Back to you guys. You did the donkey, and you went in and did the gems, or whatever. Yeah. What else are you doing?
I'm going to go see where I might be able to buy a tent.
They don't have any tents here.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
As you can see, it's stone.
Right.
Most of it's stone. I mean, you don't even see a lot of wood.
Right.
You certainly don't see canvas.
You're gonna have to collect a rain check on getting that tent back there, boss.
Well, I'm just gonna have to use my bedroll, I guess.
Oh no! How terrible! You'll have to slum it with me.
So there's no tents. There's no healing items.
Well, we haven't been to an apothecary. You only went to magic shops.
There is no apothecary.
That I didn't catch.
Do you
I
see
guess
herbs here? It is it's runes of it's mages, it's monks and mages is what you got here.
Yes, not all major cities are created equal.
Mm-mm. Oh, the financial situation. You had that done at the
Yep.
bank. So you're only
And then
and now you're buying gems. How many gems are you buying?
I just bought the one gem worth 1,000.
That's it?
Yeah, that takes care of all my gold and a chunk of my platinum. So I'm just carrying platinum and a couple of silver now.
Okay.
I guess since this is mostly magic, they probably don't have like a dedicated weapon shop or anything like that.
They don't use steel.
Right.
They don't use anything like that. This is pretty much a magic
So
thing.
I'm really out of luck. There's not much I can do.
But hey, if you want, I have experience points for you.
I'll take experience points.
Experience points would not hurt.
And you can buy flowers that spawn butterflies.
For your loved one, a girl you're gonna marry. You guys have managed to acquire a whopping 438 XPs each.
Woohoo!
You wanted to reach the city tonight.
I did.
I'm not going to say that I was debating getting the flowers, but I might have been considering getting the flowers.
Do you want to go back?
I'm debating.
You gotta carry it,
I know.
you know. I mean,
I know.
and you're next to your bedroll.
I have it sticking out one end of the bedroll, so it's always continually shooting butterflies into it.
Oh, can you cast magic?
No.
Oh, then how are you gonna operate it? Thing magic item. You gotta cast the spell and do your semantics.
Magic items can be used by warriors. Some.
They still have to be able to say the magic item, the magic word.
So the good news is,
He can't have a magic flower that spouts butterflies.
in other good news, our fearless leader handed me the 2 small statues and the quarterstaff to go and find homes for. And seeing as neither magic shop was interested in the quarterstaff.
He never asked if the guy wanted to buy the quarterstaff. He just wanted to sell it without having him cast a spell on it. And the guy wasn't interested in buying a thing of wood that he didn't know if it was magic or not. Because the first magic shop didn't tell him what the magic was because he didn't want to pay for it. So the second magic shop still has to go, hey, I need to cast a spell on it. That's charging. I'll have to charge you. You don't want to pay? I'm not casting a spell.
Leave it to me.
Just saying.
Do you know what the magic stick does?
Nobody told me.
Good job. You went into 2 different magic shops and you couldn't bother getting the one thing we told you to do done.
Wanted 200 gold for it.
Didn't ask how much they wanted for it.
Were you whacking him with the staff?
Yes.
Kind of lump.
Like smacking on the forehead with it. Whack.
All right, well then I kick him over.
Sure.
If he hits me with the staff, I'm gonna kick him over.
Children. All right, so
They are compared to you. You are a child.
So you have the
I'll go
staff.
away now.
Yeah.
No, you can stay. You have the staff and you have the 2 statues. What are you gonna do with them?
I guess first things first is I'm going back to the lower end shop.
You don't know where. Well, yeah, you do know where it is.
I was sitting outside, holding the baggage.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and I'm going to sell this. Okay? We'll be done with it.
Yeah. Pay to see what it's worth.
Yeah, so that you can sell it, because no one's gonna buy a stick. And then I'm gonna try and after that find a place to sell these statues. choose.
There's an art stuff there.
Yeah.
Because art can be magical.
Yeah. So I will walk into the lower end magic shop to start with, and I'm gonna. So my cousin seemed rather inept at dealing with you, and my apologies for that. Not trying to waste your time, but we did bring in a staff that had been evaluated previously and was magical. And yes, I would be curious in you evaluating it to see if you are interested.
So, am I to believe that you paid to have this staff evaluated?
Yes, 100 gold.
And what is it?
And yet they were not kind enough to give us that information.
Oh, because you didn't pay. Gotcha. All right, so if you want me to evaluate this thing,
Clink, 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 clink.
350 gold.
Yep, the stupid tax. Thank you, cousin.
Okay, so pay me 350 gold, and I'll see if it's magical. Because I'm not going to believe someone else.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't blame you one bit.
Right.
Would you be willing to take that 350 gold in gems value?
Absolutely. Doesn't matter how I get paid.
I'll knock off the 250, and I'll throw in an additional 10, seeing as that's what I have here. So 360 as an apology for your time.
So he waves his hand, mutters a word, and it glows. He goes, "Why, yes, it is magical."
And I assume with that spell, you know what it is that is.
No, I have to cast another spell for that.
Interesting.
You found the hustler magic shop.
The one you talked to did the same thing.
Right, because I left. I didn't pay him nothing.
Nice
I was like, oh no, you're charging way too much, and I left.
All right.
I would rather parry the stick into oblivion.
I think it's funny how the noble is a lot more of a penny pincher than the guys that was basically raised on the streets.
Mm-hmm. So you want to know what it is?
Well, I'm
That's
more
actually
curious at the
tracks.
moment if you'd be interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take it. It is magical, and we do use a lot of staffs here.
Yeah, that should create some sort of interest. Without knowing what it is, we have really not much of a clue on value, though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can make an assumption. The glow isn't very bright, so it's probably not very magical. I'll give you 50 gold for it.
Pay 400 some gold. You wouldn't know. It was 350.
You already wasted 100 on at the other shop. Shush you. You're outside. How much would it be to figure out what it actually is there, boss?
To cast that spell, or you're talking like 1,000 gold?
Would you be willing to cast it and keep it and just tell me what it was?
No, well, that's not how it works. I'm not going to cast that spell because I lose life when I cast that spell. It's a very high level spell. That spell is usually worth about 10,000 gold to cast because I lose my life to cast that spell, which is valid if you look it up, by the way.
You know what? We don't need it that bad. 50 sounds fair enough, I suppose.
Okay, thank you. So take 50 gold back. Staff is gone.
I'm sure that staff was something ridiculous.
It's a +1 staff. Only worth 100 gold.
So even if getting 50 at that point is worth it. Yeah, you got us double charged for the stupid tax.
You're the one that paid for it. I was smart enough to realize he was swindling me.
He's not swindling you. He's low end.
The other place.
He was low end. Oh, you definitely got swindled at the other place. You definitely.
So by low end and high end, you actually mean their proficiency in conning people.
Pretty much.
So the other person charged less money to cast the spells, but also paid way less than what the value of the items was that she purchased.
Yeah, the Trident of
Submission is a 100,000 gold thing that she got for how much?
450 platinum.
Platinum. Yeah. High end.
So,
Which is why
profit margin.
High end profit margins.
Yeah, which is why she was willing to buy it on the spot.
Right, but where else would I have sold it for that much?
I don't know. You didn't check the low end, right?
Low end profit margins.
I have these two small statues.
Uh-huh.
Glancing around your shop, I can see you are a man of the arts.
Yeah, but those aren't magical. I can tell.
I understand.
Probably should go to one of the other shops that would, like, be interested in that. I'm certainly not interested in that. It's
Absolutely.
non-magical.
Is there
This
a
is
shop
a magical
nearby that you
shop.
might recommend?
Yeah. Well, do you want the high end or the low end? I mean,
I feel like I've been here before.
you can go to Freddy, which is 2 streets over on the left. Kind of low end stuff. They stuff breaks pretty easy from coming out of their shop. You go to the high end stuff. That's Martha. She lives. I mean, her shop is. You go the other direction, and it's like 4 streets on your right.
I guess we're going to see Martha.
Okay, you go to Martha, and you walk in her shop, and you see these amazing art statues in art deco. Just some amazing work. You're like, oh, I definitely came to the right place.
Yeah. Not a bunch of hacks.
Nope, definitely not a bunch of hacks.
Hello?
Hold on. Trident of Submission. A weapon of this nature appears unremarkable exactly as any normal trident. The wielder of the Trident of Submission causes any opponent struck to save her spell. If the opponent fails to save, it must check morale the next round instead of attacking. If morale is good, the opponent may act normally next round. But if it is poor, the opponent will cease fighting and surrender. Overcome with the feeling of hopelessness. The duration of the hopelessness is 2 to 8 rounds. Thereafter, the creature is normal once again. The trident has 17 to 20 charges. A trident of this type is a +1 magical weapon.
And remember, just because you're not proficient in something does not mean you can't swing it around.
That's correct.
Yeah.
There's a penalty, but you can still technically use it. This
The
is not a
art.
video game proficiency.
Yeah.
limit.
Art.
We have two small statues about it.
Oh, you take them both out?
Yeah.
She looks at it and she's like, oh. She flips upside down and she looks.
She flips upside down?
No, she flips it upside down.
Oh,
Shut
okay, I
up, you.
missed that.
And she looks and she's looking for markings. And she's like really looking. She takes out a eyepiece and starts looking at it, really in detail,
Really in depth.
like really in depth. She goes, "Huh? I thought these were lost."
Interesting.
She says, She goes around the corner. She pulls out 2 identical statues. She goes, "These were mine. They were stolen 15 years ago."
Very intriguing. Would you like to know where they were found?
Yes.
They were found in the, I should say, not necessarily pockets, but there was an ogre magi in possession of them.
Oh, of course. I knew that. That's so stupid. I wonder who he. They're mine.
No. Be glad to see them reunited with their proper owner.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Would you like anything else in my shop?
I am curious. Is there anything that you would recommend in your shop as I'm looking around?
Oh, what would you be looking for? What are you going to what are you decorating? Are you decorating a nobleman's home? Are you? Are you decorating a are you giving it to a lover? I mean, things I need to know to recommend for you.
Well, there are 2 members of my party that helped retrieve these, and I'd like to get them something small each.
Okay.
So one is currently visiting your Order of Tyr.
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
Came in with a.
I know what you need.
Okay.
And she walks over and she grabs this necklace, and it is a picture of. Oh, wait a second. Sonia, what's the other thing besides owl? Is it just a sword? I thought it was like an owl and like a Medusa or something stupid
That was
like that.
Athena.
That was Athena. So the Tyr is just an owl?
Here is just sword.
Tyr is just sword. No, there's an owl in there too.
That was Athena.
No. I read it.
Oh, look it up.
There's an owl holding a sword.
Again, we have an insistence on owls. Okay, got it. Moving on. Okay.
There's an owl holding a sword, and she goes, I think she'd like this. She puts it on the table, wraps it all up nice and neat, and hands it to you.
And then I have a noble from the Blackstone family.
No, I don't know that family. You jest.
No, but even this is greatly appreciated.
Okay, is there what would you like for the noble?
I don't know. Do you have a recommendation for
No, we don't. I don't usually.
an armorer, someone who's normally around the capital?
No, we don't do stuff like that. We don't. We don't do stuff like that. I mean, is he a lover?
No.
No.
No. A cousin.
No. Relative. Nobles are so tough. So does that make you a noble?
Yeah, that's still kind of in the air.
Okay.
It's been an interesting one.
No, I don't think I have anything for him. But what I can do, seeing as how you returned my statues to me, if you would humbly take this 2,000 gold and the gift for returning my 2 statues.
That is very generous of you, and it's much appreciated.
She hands you a sack that has 2,000 gold in it, and the item, excuse me, for her.
All right. And I'm going to come out of this shop feeling a lot better than my cousin did.
Strutting your stuff.
I do.
As you're coming back out towards the Ray, are you at the donkey or no? So as you're coming out, you do see an inn, and you do see an area where it looks like there are temples. There might be. For a price. Everything's for a price. Now, Ray.
Yeah.
When you guys get to the next town, which is the next mountain over, which is the city of sages, that's all clerics. Healing potions, anything clerical. This is anything magical.
They
Well,
don't-
not anything because they don't do armor or
I was about
weapons.
to say
They
they
have
don't do like metal armor.
they
That was
enlist.
the other mountain.
Yeah, they enlist. That was a dwarven area.
Yeah.
They enlist monks for guards.
Yeah.
They pay the monks handsomely, and the monks are quite good.
Yeah, monks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of those beggar monks that you see
Would have kicked the
could have
bejesus out of
easily have taken all 3 as on, even at the levels that you guys are at.
Oh yeah.
Quivering palm, baby.
How far is
palm.
the City of Sages?
What's that?
How far is the City of Sages from here?
A lot of squares.
He says the next mountain over. We have a full mountain range to deal with.
So you're at this mountain here.
Yeah.
City of Sages is here.
Right.
And we still got to deal with the giant river in the middle.
Depends on which way we go.
Yeah. Yeah. You can come down on the other side. You know. So, did you hear what I said when you came out? You saw an area that you could see that looked like temples, and then you also see an inn that you also pass by.
I'm going to gently tuck the necklace aside so that it doesn't get damaged and set out to the. I already got rid of all that stuff. I got enough arrows for the short term. They don't really sell anything else that I can think of.
How do you have enough arrows for the short term? You have 9 arrows.
Yeah, then last time we stopped, I bought 24. I went up to 33, used 8, I'm down to 25.
Oh, my bad.
I got 2 dozen. That's all I'm supposed to have.
Shoot, I was hoping you'd be down to like under 10.
I'm not swinging the sword.
Oh, fine.
I'm killing a lot of things. Shocking.
All right, so what are you going to do?
It's not really time yet. I guess I'll head towards the temples, I guess.
Okay.
Alright, huh?
Mm-hmm. So
It's
you
11:30.
So you walk towards the temples, and you get to the temple grounds, and people are kind of looking at you. You see various people walking around and stuff. You see her coming out of one of the temples.
Oh, hell, there you are. Yeah, I expected a blank stare. That's about how well our communication usually goes. But so, fearless leader
Yo,
here.
you saw someone you recognize in this big city.
My reaction was so slow too.
Yeah.
And that was faster than I wanted too.
So he comes up and meets up with you, tells you what they've done, and that Ray is outside the gate, sitting with the donkey.
Man, what a noble thing to do. So, before we get back, I'm going to give the wrapped package to her. That's for you.
Thank you. What is this for?
Well, we've been traveling together for a while, and both of you have saved my life on multiple occasions. Much more than I'd like to have to admit. But at some point, it felt like it would be right to, do something nice for the both of you. When I was turning in those statues we got a while back, I asked the shopkeep, and this was something that was recommended. So, if you want to open it when we get back, it might be something cool that you will enjoy.
Very well. It would be dishonorable to refuse a gift of such. Suppose I shall.
And we have your share of the proceeds from everything that we've done so far when we get back for you to do as you please.
Very well.
Okay, Ray, while you're sitting with the donkey and he's still having a hard time, he's his breathing is laborious. These two walk up. You did find an inn. I don't know if you want to tell them.
So I did find an inn, but I don't know if your friend here is going to do too hot if we stay here much longer.
Yeah, I was probably going to start working my way at least back down a couple of levels to get him breathing normal again. There's not much else here that we need unless there's stuff you guys need.
Before I leave, I do want to ask one of the monks about the towns we passed through, because I am a little curious about that. If you want to give me a few, I want to go and ask. But by the way, I'm going to leave you with this big sack of money because those statues, believe it or not, belonged to the person that I brought them to.
I'm not mad at that.
I bet you wouldn't be if you want to count it. There's 2,000 gold there. So
So
I'll tell you.
you're not going to take any of the gold. You're going to hand him the whole 2,000.
for
Or
the,
are you gonna?
for the moment, we're gonna divvy that up when we get back. Or if you want to run it to the bank and do a.
Well, while he's busy, I'm going to ask the paladin to sit with the donkey, and I'm going to go buy $2,000 gems, 1,000 gold gems.
Okay. What about the 5,000 that was part of the party gold?
That got broken down into platinum.
We already broke that down into platinum and divvied that up.
Oh, okay.
And bought things with it.
Okay, so you're gonna go buy two more gems.
Yeah.
Okay. You go back to the same place.
Yeah.
Oh, repeat customers. I love it. She takes out two more gems, different colors. She looks at them pretty close. She goes, "All right, well, seems how you've already been here once and you're bringing back, two more. Give me 150 each. So 300 gold, and I'll give you these two gems for 1,000 each."
All right. Can you take it in platinum?
Of course.
All right. Let me do some math. You said 150 each, so 300 gold?
Yeah.
All right. Here is 60 platinum.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll take both gems. I obviously put one in my pocket, and then when he gets back, I hand him his.
That was for all three of us. Buying two makes it harder to split.
Well, he got her gift, and
That's not the same. That was for her. That's unrelated. That was my choice.
Actually, that was free from the
From the shop.
for returning her stolen goods.
And you also don't know that she has it yet. I just handed 2,000. It's not the end of the world. If we want to put in some money to make the equivalent, that's not the end of the world. Because
I didn't want to carry around another 2,000 gold.
no, I completely get that. Should be roughly.
I planned on buying
600.
you guys. I planned on buying you guys some health potions when we got to the next town anyway. So I was gonna front the health for the next.
I suppose that'd work, especially since you fronted the last couple times. I suppose that'd work. And I'll give a bunch of the value of that. So that's 667. So call it 650. Is the split for three ways? I've got enough that I can do that. That's easy enough.
So you're gonna have one of the 1,000 gold gems.
Yep.
And you're gonna offer her 650
50
gold.
of either gold or in platinum,
Okay.
whatever the value is. I'm going to add 130 platinum to her sack of money. Do you have the total of what that's worth, by the way?
41. That's 130.
It was 450 divided by 3. That was our platinum.
Okay, so she's got 150. I'm adding 130, so that's 280 in platinum. Plus,
And I think it was about. What was the gold? Because we had 5,000 gold that we. No, that was also divvied up the platinum.
And then you had the gold from the original sale, which was 100. Because of the thing, because we got like 300 gold for that trident that you gave away, essentially. So yeah, you should be getting basically 300 platinum even, essentially. So it'd be 280 gold for platinum, and then 300, then 100 gold. 280 P, 100 gold plus the 5 gems.
Actually, according to this, the Trident of Submission is only worth 1,500 gold.
Okay, so we didn't do it as bad as we thought. You were like, it's 100 grand. I'm like, okay, gave away.
You alluded it to being like I got
over here.
You tried to allude it like I got absolutely robbed.
I know. I do that. I know. But I wanted to. I just wanted to let. I let you stewed enough.
Thank you.
So, out of the treasure, that was your value. So 280 platinum because I added 130 to make up for the third that you would have gotten from the reward for the things. And then,
by the way, Sonia, does she have a specific against giants or just evil creatures? I thought I remembered it being something about giants.
She can gain a level if she does solo combat against a giant, if it with like a 10% chance. But her damage and everything is specifically against evil. So you got the 5 gems that you recorded, Sonia.
Yeah, I got that.
Yep, and then 100 gold and 280 platinum.
When I come back to the Paladin, I tell her about this potion that I got identified. It's a potion of giant control. I think you would be best to use that if you want to take it.
It does count as a magic item.
Yeah.
So
you don't want that?
That's all you.
All right.
You want me to read to you what it says?
I know what it says, but
okay. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind reading.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you everything because you didn't pay for it.
We don't know which.
But I will read to myself and I'll explain a little bit of what it does.
Let's see if he can prevent himself from
sharing all the above.
So basically, it is for a specific giant. So there are hill giants, stone giants, frost giants, fire giants, cloud giants, storm giants. You don't know which one it is.
Right.
But what it does, it acts like a charm spell after you've imbibed the entire potion. So one-shot deal. It lasts for 5 to 6 rounds. And they are entitled a saving throw. But I will not tell you what giant it is until you use it.
So that does not work towards like Thetans or.
No, it's no.
It's like the actual giants.
The legit giants.
Gotcha.
not giant giants.
Correct.
Oh, I mean, that is an important distinction to make sure.
I said giants, like she said. I didn't say giant kin.
I didn't realize that because when we asked earlier about whether those were.
So it only works against one specific type of giant?
Correct, and you don't know what type it is because you didn't pay for it.
Right.
You know, maybe penny pinching isn't always the best practice.
Well, I was considering going back in there, but now I guess that would technically be outside later information that I wouldn't have any reason to go back in there.
Or buyer's
Well,
remorse.
she already told you that if you want to know what specific thing it did, it would cost more.
Right.
So you can hold on to it, and when you come to a giant, and if you want to use it, it is a chance that it'll work for that specific giant, or they'll just look at you and laugh and then step on you.
Could I go back and ask how much to tell me what it is?
I believe she said it was 1,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I do have 2,000 gold gems.
One, because you handed me one. Oh, that's right, because you got
No, I had
original.
one already.
Yeah.
Or you could just hand her whatever platinum, so that's less weight.
Yeah.
If you have platinum left.
Yeah, I have enough platinum. Let me do the math. 1,000 gold. What is that? 200 platinum?
200 platinum, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go do that for 200 platinum.
Call it buyer's remorse. Or more likely FOMO, fear of missing out.
Or wasting it on a giant it doesn't work on.
Yeah.
You want me to roll, or do you want to roll?
You can roll.
You sure? You don't want to be have your own fate.
Probably better that you roll.
I rolled a 14, and that is a fire giant.
Great, the ones we've already run across.
You have not come across a fire giant.
Oh,
a fire giant would eat you alive.
So this could be very useful.
So hill giants are what you have come across so far. That's it.
So what does the charm actually do? Like what?
Like a charm spell.
Oh.
It prevents them from...
You could actually look in the player's handbook for what charm is.
Okay, it's a charm
It's a
spell.
status
Okay.
that they talk about. Oh, actually, that could be...
Charm monster spell is the one you'd be looking for in the player's handbook.
That could be super useful because...
What
if I
section
remember
would it be under?
What?
What section would it be under
Magic,
in the book?
Magic. At the back of the book, magic users.
I believe it's in an appendix.
I believe that when you told us about fire giants a few weeks ago, you said that they often come with hellhounds.
No, I don't think I ever said that. I might have. I don't remember.
Because I thought you said that they come with like 4 to 8 hellhounds, and they come in like groups of 3 to 5 or something.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh well, not the end of the world. I was just thinking, if they come with hellhounds like that, then asking the giant to kill the dog
wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
you can't make
to do something outside of what it would
correct. You can ask them not to kill you and to walk in a different direction.
That would be a great place.
But other than that, I mean, it's only 4 to 6 rounds, or 5 to 6 rounds. So
can I make it attack itself?
No. You cannot
do anything that it wouldn't already do.
You're not actually controlling them, despite the name of the potion. You're just making them friendlier, basically. It's charm, not. I am going to manipulate your mind and make you do exactly what I want to.
Right.
It is not puppeting them.
Okay, so at this point, it is kind of late in the day.
It's almost midnight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting tired.
I can't say I blame you.